right, welcome on in to another episode of DCU Daily and Also Curious. It's a Friday. It is a Friday. We are running a little bit behind on time if you're watching us live, but that's okay. We just wanted to make sure we, let everything simmer right up until, it reduced to the exact consistency that we wanted tonight's meal. That is our show to be. Now that I've gone past that laborious analogy, I will get into what the show is actually about, because we have the box office report for the weekend. Of course, Spider-Man Brand New Day is about to cross over a few other significant milestones. We know when The Odyssey will be available to buy on Blu-ray and digital, and of course we have more X-Men rumors. Kaylee Spaney may still be in the mix, just not for the role that people wanted her for. David Harbour, this happened yesterday in an interview, so we didn't talk about it, but it may be relevant because now we have some leaks regarding Doctor Doom's face, and David Harbour might have hinted at the, whether we're gonna get to see it in the movie or not. And of course, we have a couple of trailers. Chris Pratt's The Terminal List finally coming back for season 2, The Pit season 2, and we have a bunch of quick hits as well as Lanterns episode 2. We're gonna preview that tonight. We also have the photos and videos, lots of videos from the set of the Batman 2. Maybe ScarJo is on set. I mean, we'll get into that. And of course, James gonna finally announced officially, making it official, the people versus Gorilla Grodd. So we've got a packed show for you guys. And with that in mind, let's hit that news intro and get this thing started.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always the number 2.
All right, Mr. I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding.
You're
kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne. I like that. You're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see cords.
Right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What the world needs now.
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Wow.
Okay. All right. Welcome on in. Lots to get through. It is a Friday. Today's show is going to be packed with a lot of good stuff. Not as much stuff as, a lot of Friday shows are, because we do have, of course, Fancast Friday to get into later. We'll be casting Naruto for the new movie that Destin Daniel Cretton is set to direct. So stick around for that. You guys voted for it. It's not on me. You guys voted for it. So if you're excited for it, great. If you're not, then that's your problem. On that lovely note, we have Liz and John.
It is their problem, Dan.
So Liz, I'll start with you. How was your day? What are you looking forward to talking about?
Anything involving Matt Damon. I couldn't figure out what sign to make, so I just made my Laney Boater sign.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. But we also have some news about Timothy Olyphant, so that's why he's on the list as well. Thank you, Joe. Some geeky guy. That's very kind.
I would say Timothy Olyphant's definitely up there with, like, not just lady boners, just boners in general. I'm just saying
100%.
I'm just saying, like, I know, like, Kyle Chandler did a good job, but, like, Timothy Olyphant, that dude was, like, born to play Hal Jordan. I'm just gonna say that right now.
He's born to play anything he wants.
That's
frankly.
true.
And I'm meeting his doppelganger, Josh Duhamel, at Comic-Con this year.
Which would have been awesome. But the problem, here's the thing, the problem is he probably would have.
I don't know.
Timothy Olyphant's too likable. He's too likable for Iron Man. And Iron Man isn't supposed to be likable. No. So that's the problem.
No, I don't, where could we have Timothy Oliphant? I don't think he could maybe do a Batman. Maybe he could do a Batman. He could do Cyclops, unfortunately. He could do a Cyclops really well. He's going to be doing a Lego movie, Dan. That's why we're talking about him later.
That's why I brought it up.
Anyway, but so that's my sign today. It's a lady boner sign. So I got nothing. Sorry.
It's an awesome sign. It definitely explains why there's names there. Hello, figure drawing in the chat. Caleb is here. Honka honka. I am
Monique,
sure you're all
tri-tip.
fans of that
Yeah,
Monique
girl.
film.
Mashed
Yes.
potatoes and gravy.
Hey.
Yes, please. Monique,
Nice. Hey, Monique. Oh, Liz.
I did the sour cream cornbread. It's good stuff. So easy to make too.
Nice.
You guys get the
I have to
make
look
the
that
sour
up.
cream
I haven't
cornbread.
looked that
It's
up yet.
amazing. It's so good.
Awesome. We got Johnny Dome here. Johnny Dome's been sending in some great stuff that actually is on tonight's show rundown.
Just some
so
geeky
thank
guy
you for
must
the
have got paid
assist.
today or something. Thank you, buddy. Holy cow. We're off to a heck of a start.
Yeah, geeky guy.
Jake Gyllenhaal could be a
his
Batman.
daddy gave him a loan of $1 million, so he's got to spend it.
Well,
I should put Jake Gyllenhaal's name up there too. Oof, he's yummy.
We did have him on our fan casting for Batman.
Yummy.
Just some geeky guy. Episode 1 was trash for Lantern. So is Tom King. I don't agree with the first part of that statement, but thank you for the super chat. Congrats on Lizz being cancer free. Yeah, that was a big
Liz
news
spelled
yesterday.
wrong, but you know, nobody's perfect.
It's okay. You just
I'm letting it go. He's being kind. He's being kind. I'll let it go.
And then
Which is a rarity for him. So you
sent in another super chat. If Madam Web's writers wrote Captain America, they'd have Steve say, "When the whole day comes, I can do it all." All right. Okay, I see what you're going for. Thank you.
That's probably the best one you've done, honestly. That was
when the whole day comes, I can do it all.
When the whole day comes, I can do it all. Anyway.
I'm still trying to figure out what he means, but does it okay? Does it even need to make sense at this point?
I mean, what are we
doing here? When you take on
here?
the responsibility, great power will come.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll chill for cash. Don't worry about it. It's just one video, like anytime. Right. Glad you liked. Just some geeky guy. Monique, do you know any vegan recipes?
So you're making your full transformation into full bitch. Good to know, geeky guy.
Liz tastefully said Jake is Jeff. Don't worry. The night is young.
Is. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Where's the lie? He is.
Oh, I'm not
God.
disputing
Chef's
it whatsoever. Geeky guy built that joke in a cave with an AI prompt. Okay. On that note, we should get into the news topics of the night, John. So the very first thing is the box office report.
Yep.
And we have some forecast numbers. This is coming from, I believe this is Sean Robbins. Yep, Sean Robbins, who was it Box Office Theory?
Box Office Theory.
Box Office Theory. I love his stuff on Substack. I subscribe to his newsletter. You guys are welcome to do the same. So for this weekend's predictions, we got Spider-Man Brand New Day in its 4th weekend, looking to do 37 to 46 million. These are domestic numbers. This is not worldwide. Worldwide, we were talking about yesterday. Spider-Man is expected to make 85 million total worldwide. So, almost, basically a same amount of money abroad as it's going to do domestically. Insidious, I saw today that Insidious previews were pretty good. We'll mention that later. So the initial numbers for Insidious were 23 to 28 million domestic opening weekend. That number has looked to tick up a little bit because of the previews. Another Sony movie. We'll mention that later. The Odyssey in its 6th weekend is looking to do another 18 to 23 million, and we'll mention the Blu-ray release date later as well. And then Mutiny, the Jason Statham movie that is from Lionsgate, but Amazon Prime leaked it accidentally for a few hours earlier this week. That is set to open to 5 to 8.5 million. Liz, you had a fun fact about the number of single word title movies that Jason Statham's put out. What is that? How many is that?
So I just had a conversation with friends one day, especially when Mutiny was coming out. They were heavily advertising Mutiny, which is out now this weekend. And I said, how many single word movie titles is Jason Statham attached to? And so if the word the doesn't count. Without counting the sequels to those single word title films, the number right now is 17. I think 17 or maybe 18 with Mutiny now. But I don't think, like, Jason Statham does not enjoy being in films that have titles longer than 4 words. The majority of his films are 4 words or less. I think what we counted just now, like maybe he's in 6 films in total that have titles longer than 5 or 6 words. I just think it's really funny, and it's so random. I mean, we've got, again, Crank, Mutiny, again, the Meg, so the doesn't count, so Meg. He's just Transporter. He's got so many, and it just cracks me up. I'm like, the man doesn't like to speak in his films, and he doesn't like wordy titles for his movies. So Hey,
No,
I'm not mad about
I'm
it.
sure
I'm not
that,
mad about
that the
simple
director
man.
of Plane tried to get him, but he didn't want to do it, so they got Gerard Butler instead.
What? There's something weird about that, wasn't it? Because like the sequel could have been called Boat because the movie takes place on a boat, but they're not calling it Boat. Like I was something kind of weird. I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me.
But
I'm like,
Gerard Butler's a good
Plane and
example too, because
Mutiny, it
he's
was
in
the same director,
Greenland and
so you know.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, The Beekeeper 2 comes out next year, and that's Dave. What's his face? The guy who did Suicide Squad. David Ayer. David Ayer's doing that. David Ayer's got that whole franchise unlocked because this is based on a series
And I'm
of books.
excited about it.
And there's like a dozen books that they can adapt. So I'm sure Jason Statham's going to be printing that movie money.
No, I
for a
thought
long
Working
time.
Man was based on a book.
Was that the? No, I thought it was The Beekeeper.
I think it's
okay, whatever. It's one of those.
Yeah,
it might be
written
both,
by
quite frankly.
Chuck. Batman would be an ICE agent Dixon, so frankly, fuck that guy. But you know,
cool. Johnny Doe saying, I think the Jimmy Olsen show is being underhyped. 8 episodes, diving deep in a villain. It might be like Penguin, maybe not as good.
I'm looking forward to it. We're going to talk about it later, but I'm looking forward to it.
And it is 8 episodes. Hunter Iggy, hello. Have you heard or seen that Snyder Bros are launching? I'm sure you meant launching a cyber attack on DCU because of Lantern's approval rating. Here's what I'm going to say to you, because I feel like you bring this up a lot. Don't give Snyder Bros any air. We don't care. Most of the internet does not care. And getting a hashtag trending on a social media website that is dying by the day does not get you anywhere. Like, if you want to actually make any noise, maybe like an old school letter writing campaign and showing up and with posters outside of the Warner Brothers lot might actually do more today than getting an X campaign. So
yeah, because that worked so well for getting Michael Keaton off Batman 89. Also,
you can't review Bomb on Rotten Tomatoes anymore because they tell you it's only verified ratings for movies and TVs that they count. Meaning you have to I don't know what the mechanism is that how they verify that you watched the show.
I think that's the thing is you can review Bomb TV because movies it's way easier. It's like, oh, if you buy through Fandango, blah blah blah.
True, but I'm saying
like TV, I think that's harder.
That's what I thought too. That's what I thought too. But now they show a verified rating, so they must have some mechanism to do this. Like maybe like you connect your streaming service account and then it tells you that you saw the episode, which you could spoof that I suppose, but you know what, again, don't pay attention to Snyder Bros, and we'll leave it there. Telemachus Father, if they ever make a movie about your journey, it's a film we all ought to see. Okay, thank you for that. Appreciate the super chats and keep them coming. All right, let's talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day's box office specifically, John, because we know domestically is going to make like 45 million, but it's about to hit a significant milestone. So if you have that link for us, because
what significant milestone? It's already hit like 7,000 of them.
Well, Avengers Endgame domestically all time made $858 million. That's just the domestic box office. Avengers Endgame made $858 million. Now worldwide it ended up making like 2.7, right? But the domestic number is, I believe, the second highest. The highest is Star Wars: The Force Awakens, 936 million. Now, currently, Brand New Day is sitting somewhere between 810 and 820 million, depending on when you watch this, going into the weekend, and is expected to add to that with another 45 million, possibly more. So when you do the math on that, that just basically tells you that by the end of this weekend, Spider-Man Brand New Day will become the highest grossing Marvel movie of all time domestically. Also, the second highest grossing of all time, well on its way, I think by this time next week. We might even be talking about, it's already beaten The Force Awakens, or maybe the week after. So it's at any rate, it's less than 10 days away from catching the all-time record and becoming the highest grossing movie at the domestic box office, which is a number that I never thought would be beaten. The Force Awakens making 936 million. So that's a big deal for Spider-Man and for movies in the United States and Canada. So I don't know, Liz, did you see this coming? Like, I mean, we thought it was going to be a good movie. We want to like all Marvel movies, but to kind of do as well as, I don't know, Endgame and then Force Awakens. I mean, Force Awakens, like maybe a cultural impact, not as much, but
getting there. When I saw it, I said it was the best Marvel film since Endgame. I stand by that still, even though I changed my rating a little bit. We talked about it. For some reason, this year is the year that people are going back to the movies, going back to cinema. I think it's because, frankly, we can't afford anything else. So people can't afford vacations. They can't afford to travel. So they're going to spend their hard-earned dollars on, easily accessible dopamine hits like going to the theater. So that could be part of it. I mean, again, Superman is beloved. and Tom Holland is beloved. And Tom Holland, it's the year for Zendaya, it's a year for Tom Holland, it's a year for Anne Hathaway, it's a year for our Pats. We're just going to continue to support these people because they keep delivering the hits. Quite frankly, it's the year for John Bernthal too. Frankly, so I think, you know, and hype helps, right? So people, as people start going to the theater, watching these films, certainly us talking about it on the show, we loved it so much. It's just going to encourage more people to take the time, especially while it's still in theaters, to go see it. So it's surprising in the sense of how well it's doing it right off the bat, but not necessarily surprising that it's pulling in these kinds of numbers. But it's just I think it's great. I think people also are getting excited for Doomsday, so they're trying to, you know, scoop up everything that they can prior to that, so that they feel like they're up to date with things, so that they're not surprised when Doomsday comes out. So I think there's a couple of things going on here, but I mean, listen, I loved the film, so so I think it's great.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those things where the movie is fantastic. I gave it a pretty high. I forget, what did I give it? I think I gave it a 8.5 out of 10 or something like that, and I think my score went up after seeing it a second and a third time, which usually does for most people with the most movies, unless it's a really bad movie. But the more you watch a movie, the more you have an appreciation for it, which is why people who go to see movies multiple times generally tend to have a more positive opinion of them. That being said, obviously that's, you know, a lot of people have done that with Spider-Man Brand New Day, and the fact that it still keeps chugging along, it's now only, like, again, the Odyssey is in its 6th weekend, Liz. The Spider-Man is only going into its 4th weekend. It's not even been playing for a full month at the box office, and the fact that it's already raised past 2 billion, you know, it's just, it's unprecedented in so many ways. Like, domestically, I think it's at this point a lock that it's going to become the highest grossing movie ever at the US and, you know, Canadian box office. Hello, right, dude? But the question becomes, worldwide, can it get to that all-time record at the very top of the list, where you have Avengers Endgame with like 2.7 some billion dollars, and then at the very tippy top you have the original Avatar with like 2.9 billion. So that's really like that. Now the question, now Deadline yesterday, we talked about this a little bit, but I just wanted to kind of bring this up again because Deadline had this in their article, and we were talking more about just this particular weekend, but in their breakdown for Spider-Man Brand New Day, they mentioned their current projections for the movie's overall run at the box office worldwide. So not just domestic, where it's going to get the domestic record for sure, but can it catch Endgame and Avatar? So Deadline said it likely won't topple the high points of 20th Century Studios' Avatar, which got 2.9 billion, and Avengers Endgame, which made 2.79 billion. Now, Avengers Endgame is going to add some money to that this fall in September when it re-releases. Although, I mean, if they're going to give it an extra 4 minutes of runtime and call it like Avengers Endgame, whatever, what was the extra name that gave it like a different name? We'll talk about that later too. But I feel like that should count as a separate movie. But then again, Spider-Man No Way Home got re-released with extra footage, and that still counted towards the same film. So, but that being said, chances are Avengers Endgame will sit past 2.8 billion, and I mean, might even beat Avatar's all-time number. So this list might be flipped, and Avengers Endgame might be the biggest movie of all time in a month's time. But that being said, Deadline was saying Brand New Day, however, has a shot of pushing China's animated Ne Zha 2 further down on the charts, which is currently, you know, right above it with 2.27 billion. But I don't think Deadline believes that Spider-Man is going to beat the all-time record. It's already beaten Infinity War. It's already beaten The Force Awakens, The Way of Water, and Titanic, which all $2 billion movies. Or actually, no, Titanic and The Way of Water would be higher up beyond Ne Zha 2. So my question would be this. Right now, you've got 4 movies, I believe, above Brand New Day. You've got Endgame, you've got Avatar, you've got Titanic, you've got The Way of Water. It's already got, and you've got Ne Zha 2. So I guess that's 5. It's already gone past Infinity War, Force Awakens. How high, I start with you, John, how high do you think Spider-Man Brand New Day goes? Can it go all the way to number 3, right behind Endgame, Avatar, whichever order they're in? Or do you think it can actually meet that number or even become the all-time highest grossing movie, which would be
I'm gonna say all-time. Fuck it, I'm just gonna go all the
Do
way.
it, John.
Do
it.
I went under.
Commit.
I went way under. I fucked up. Now I'm going way over. Screw it.
Yeah.
We'll revise the bet. I'll bet 1,000 now. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. You know, on it being 3 billion. Let's go.
I think it'll be all time as well. Listen, it's a matter of how long they keep it in theaters, right? I literally just had a friend today say to me, like, oh man, I still haven't seen Spider-Man yet. I really, really want to see it. So as long as they keep it in theaters, people will continue to see it. People will go and see. I mean, Dan, you said you saw it multiple times already. I haven't even seen it multiple times yet. So people will continue. Yeah. So people will continue to go as long as the opportunity presents itself. I think it could make that money for sure.
Yeah. It's to me, what's interesting is about all of this, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, it's going into its 4th weekend, right? Given how much money it's making, there's no reason Sony should be taking Spider-Man Brand New Day out of theaters, and certainly don't even put it on digital for another like month at least, right? Because 4 weekends generally equates to a month, a few, and then 4 weeks and a half, and then let's see where it's at after like 31 days in theaters, because then I would say if at that point it's already gotten to like 2.3 2.4 billion, dude, CC Black sent us his handle to like collect on that bet that you made with him, John. And yeah, I mean, obviously that was an ill-fated bet, but I mean, look, if I just do the back of the napkin math, if this movie is at 2.2 2.3 billion by Monday, which is possible because there's a chance it makes more money, like it has done pretty much every weekend. It's done more than what people thought it would. So, or certainly by like midweek next week, if it's already got Neja 2 behind it, it's got Avatar The Way of Water behind it, which would mean it's past 2.3 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Another 700 million is a stretch, because that would mean this movie just needs to keep going and going and going. And then when Avengers Endgame re-releases, that will take a little bit of its thunder away in about a month's time. So, but then again, that's still 4 weekends until you get there. So 3 billion feels like a stretch, but I'm like, look, if it doesn't get there in its original release, I bet you they're going to re-release this thing eventually, and then it will definitely get there. So I believe that, like Deadline are saying, it's probably going to end up being the 3rd highest grossing movie of all time. But could it possibly climb higher? At this point, I wouldn't count it out. Like, I would definitely not count it out. I mean, they might do an extended edition re-release later in the year. They could. I mean, the Thanksgiving time, there's not much going on other than Ebenezer, and then the Netflix movie about the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood follow-up. So, but yeah, CC Black, hello. Doomsday and BND, $5 billion total. Thanks for the super chat. Between the two of them, yeah, I mean, look, dude, if Doomsday pre-sales equate to the same amount of box office as Brand New Day, then Brand New Day, I think, is guaranteed for at least 2.5 billion at this point. So if Doomsday is going to do it as good as or better than that, the math will tell you that's $5 billion at least. So, but yeah, hey, we got Fiona in the chat. Hello, how are you doing? Moderator Fiona's here. But yeah, and then Johnny Dome was saying something about like they should use that Spider-Man money to add Miles or somewhere into the universe. They could. What I'll say about that is they're not going to have Miles in the MCU until at least the Spider-Verse movies are done. So I don't believe we're going to get there for a little while. Like, I think they're going to probably introduce, like, John, I think what they're going to likely do, this is my theory right now. Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal have been pretty open about they want to bring Miles Morales into this universe, and Sony probably wants to do it as much as Marvel wants to do it, because they know obviously the rub of the current momentum of Spider-Man is going to help, and Tom Holland does eventually probably want to transition away from playing this role, and he's made more than enough money. I mean, he's made that pretty public that he's not going to be acting till he's 90. I think what they're going to do is Miles Morales will get introduced as like just a supporting character within this current trilogy of Spider-Man movies. But then when this trilogy ends, that will be the succession plan. This trilogy's capper will probably be a succession plan. Or they might do like a Star Trek Generations thing where they do a trilogy of movies here. So 2 more movies for Holland. Then they do like some kind of crossover with Miles Morales, and then that's the passing of the torch, and then Miles gets his like own trilogy. That's what I'm thinking. And at that point, you might as well be like 8-9 years down the road, and then Tom Holland's like in his 40s, and I think at that point you can make the transition, and then you can maybe leave the door open for Tom Holland's Spider-Man, who's still, or like he exists as Peter Parker. Maybe he's just not Spider-Man for whatever reason, or he can come back in like special crossovers, kind of like what they wanted to do with like RDJ and did for a while until they had to kill him off, which is fair enough, but like he's back. So but yeah, definitely hit the like and subscribe while you guys are here. John, I don't know if you have anything else to add to that, but like we can keep going. But that's my theory.
I think
right
we should
now.
keep going. I mean, what else is there to say about this movie? We've been talking about it for so damn long.
Yeah.
We talk about all the records it's making and all that. So it's just it's so much. Like, what else is there to fucking say? Oh, hey, guess what? Spoiler alert: Spider-Man keeps making money. Crazy.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. All right. Well, Figure Drawing and CC Black are having a conversation there in the chat.
Figure Drawing's trying to fight for me, which it's fine. I mean, I lost. Again.
I mean, considering that you're usually fighting with Figure Drawing in the chat,
it's just like
honorable.
It's just like I'm just
that,
the reason because I don't know if like CC Black was kidding, but like I don't want to fucking send money over the mail. That's like a recipe for disaster. I'm like, I mean, it's not
nobody
exactly
sends
much
cash
safer,
in the mail. I'm sorry, like that's just not ideal today. Like it's just
no.
It's
like that's how shit gets stolen, bro. Like I want you to have your money. Like that's
but like, and to be fair, CC Black did send his handle. I'll send it to you, John. Like you feel free to do what you got to do with it. We have it in our
hopefully
Instagram
it's for
DMs.
something I have. I'm pretty sure I have every single thing now. So
all right. Well, you know what? Let's keep going. One more thing. I mentioned earlier Insidious Out of the Further, which is meant to be like a bit of a soft reboot for this franchise. It outperformed its expectations on preview day and made $3 million in previews. So now it's tracking for $26 to $31 million domestic opening weekend, which is higher than what we mentioned earlier from the projections that Sean Robbins had. But he hadn't accounted for the preview day, so that raises the number by a few million. It is going to be easily the biggest opening weekend of August, but August this year doesn't really have any big movies. Obviously you still have holdovers in Spider-Man and the Odyssey and Toy Story and stuff, but and Minions, but you don't really have anything that is going to have a bigger opening weekend in the month of August proper. So yeah, this is like the 5th or 6th movie in the Insidious franchise. But I mean, it adds to, again, another great year for the horror genre, because we've had that now going, even though last year I think was more iconic because you had movies like Sinners, and what am I forgetting? The other one, that Weapons, and like so many other movies that got Oscars as well as great box office success. This year we got Insidious. There's been a few other good ones from earlier in the year. Scream movie, not Scream, Scary Movie. You could kind of call it a horror movie. It's more of a parody, but
horror
that did
comedy,
relatively okay.
Like, kind of fits.
A good time.
There's Clayface coming out later in the year. So I mean,
like
Monique always says it.
And missing half your brain, then sure.
Well, Monique always says it that like horror movies have the greatest return of it, on investment, because they tend to always cost relatively little to what they make at the box office. And yeah, Sony's having a pretty good year. They're almost single-handedly, because of Spider-Man, like the 3rd highest grossing movie studio of the year. So all right, well, we're gonna leave the box office report there. You guys let us know which of those movies you are most excited about seeing this weekend. Insidious, Spider-Man, you got Mutiny with Jason Statham, and you still have the Odyssey, Minions, Toy Story, so many others. So and you got the smaller ones. You got like One Night Only, and there's that stoner comedy with Alia Shawkat and Kristen Stewart. So go check out all those movies. I forgot the name of that film, but
The Wrong Girls.
The Wrong Girls. Liz saw it. We did a review.
It is
yesterday.
funny. It's a good one, and our boy Lakeith is in it.
Yep, that's true. All right, we're gonna talk about Avengers Doomsday. So let's do that, shall we? John, why don't you walk us through this one? Because I think we have a few different items from Avengers Doomsday that we got to get into.
Yep.
So let's talk through that, because we also have photos. Apparently there was a leak.
What the fuck, is Doom a YouTuber now? Oh my god, face reveal.
We had some photos leaked. So here are the photos. There's two photos of his face, and then there were.
I'll send you a little something, C Black. I still want to be honorable for some kind of thing. I'll send you a little something. I'll be nice.
Well, hopefully that Venmo tag is correct because we don't want the money to go into like the abyss, you know. Anyway, but I saw these leaks today, and we were talking about it before the show. I don't know, John. Do you believe? Because like this could be real, considering there's been a lot of leaks from Avengers Doomsday that have actually turned out to be real, where people thought it was like AI or something.
Now that looks like what's his name? Ralph Fiennes. Like, what the fuck? Like,
no, that does look like Robert Downey Jr. though.
No, it doesn't. Why do none of these pictures look like RDJ? No, it does not.
This
at all.
one
Absolutely
looks
not.
more like RDJ than the fucked up one.
No,
we'll
that
talk
looks
about
like
the
Ralph
other one in a second. This one looks like him. I mean, he's not nearly as scarred as you'd think he would be for wearing a mask, but I mean, that is a pretty bad scar. Now, you can see that this photo looks like it's more battle damage, and he definitely looks like Christian Bale here.
Christian Bale.
He looks like Christian Bale mixed with Michael Fassbender.
Like, what I can't tell is like somebody AI enhanced this image, and usually when you AI enhance something, sometimes it morphs the picture in a way that you don't necessarily want it to, so that it is RDJ. But with the AI enhancement, it's starting to look not quite like him. But the scarring pattern is consistent with the other photo. So I don't know. Like, it's who's to say? John, remember we've been here before. Like, remember that photo of like all the Avengers on like a on like I think the lawn of the destroyed Professor X-Men, like the school for the gifted, and then we had like the shots of Doom, you know, bringing the Sentinels back to life. And then all of that shit turned out to be real. It's in the trailers. Like, so those leaks were all real. The promo photos with the Doctor Doom costumes that came out last year were all real. So like at this point, I'm like, more of these have been real than not real. So I'm like, I feel like this could be it. Like, it doesn't look the best, but between the two photos, it does look like Christian Bale. But like, it's still maybe it's also true that maybe Christian Bale is one of the witches of Doom. And he's back because he was in the MCU as Gore the God Butcher. So, you know, we don't really know the identities of those witches just yet. Or like there might be variants of Doom and he's a variant of Doom. So like, I don't know. Any of those theories work? I mean, Liz, do you have any idea like which way this might be headed?
This is just a makeup test.
And I'm not gonna. You guys know I don't like doing these things. I don't like having these conversations. I want to go and be fucking surprised, and I want to see the film as it was intended to be delivered to me as an audience member. I don't know. Here he looks like Christian Bale, and the other one he looks like Ralph Fiennes. I don't trust any of this rumor bullshit. I'm gonna wait and see the film. I know that it's our job to like talk about this crap and dissect it to death, but I can't.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Did Liz cut out for you? I can't hear.
No, I mean, I can't. I'm saying okay. I can't do it. I'm not doing it anymore. You guys talk about it, and I'm gonna sit back here and just nod and try to keep my feelings to myself.
What do you think, John?
I don't know. At most, it's I think like a makeup test for this. Like it's just like they're. You know, this looks like RDJ to me. This actually looks.
The
like
other
RDJ.
one definitely looks like Christian Bale, but I'm
the
thinking
other one
like
looks
that could be
like somebody totally different. I think it's either a makeup test, like they just got like a fucking stand-in to be like, oh hey, this is what it'll look like. We'll test some things. What it looks like, this, that, and the other thing. At the very least, it's just AI. Like it's either AI or like this is a makeup test. And this I could see maybe being real. The other ones, I don't like. I don't think the other one is real. It's either a makeup test or it's not real. It's.
I also don't know enough about Doom to speculate.
Terrible. So you know.
Well, I was just gonna say I agree with what CC Black is saying. I think they're real, but they're AI enhanced. Like my theory is this is RDJ. It's him. It's just AI. I mean, and obviously they've got like whatever Cyrillic or Russian like watermarks. To hell, but like this one looks like it's also AI enhanced, and either it's AI enhanced and it's done a weird face morph instead of just a simple upscale, or one of Doom's witches or like the other masked people that we have seen like the costumes of at Comic-Con and all the other events recently. There was one in Shanghai where they had these costumes up. Maybe one of them is Gore the God Butcher, and that was played by Christian Bale. Like this might be big spoiler without us realizing that it actually is. So, but then there were a couple of other photos. Now these look more like they were pulled from a trailer. It looks very similar to the footage we've already seen in the 2 trailers for the movie, but it's basically, you know, Doctor Doom, and it looks like this is in Latveria, like right outside his castle. This one specifically, the user who posted it said this is definitely AI enhanced. Maybe they removed the watermarks to get there. This one definitely still has the watermarks. They definitely look like, I mean, this is in line with all the trailers we've seen so far. I think that's Doom. It looks
like Assassin's Creed is what it looks.
Oh, you mean this one? Definitely looks, yeah, you know, I could kind of see that.
You're not
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, like totally Assassin's Creed right there.
Although it's also like this is giving me like, you know, RDJ, like Welcome to the Stark Expo vibes from Iron Man 2, you know.
Because I was looking and like, does he have 6 fingers on that left hand? But I think that just might be how the glove looks.
Yeah. No, AI is also like gone a little better at that, like the finger stuff. Not perfect.
Yeah.
It depends on what version you're
for
using.
me, it's so like nowadays it's so hard. Like I remember I like put something. I was about to like put something in, and I have to like double check the images I put in videos now, because I'm like, well, I gotta see if it's fucking AI now, because I accidentally put in an AI image in one of my videos. I didn't generate it. I just found it on YouTube, or found it on Google. And dude, they're like, dude, come on, don't put an AI image. I'm like, gee, I just found it and I didn't think, so I gotta like triple check everything to make sure it's not AI, because like it's just too good and I'm too stupid. So,
well, I mean, you know, it's getting harder to differentiate, but it's all good. I mean, you know, as long as you're not doing it well, like making the same mistake again and again and again. But that's, again, it's your beliefs and how you deal with AI. His cloaks look more like white in the last 2 images, God, Emperor, Doom. I think that's just the way the light's hitting it and the AI enhancement. This still looks like it's green. The color grade is probably throwing off the color a little bit. But yeah, they did show God or Emperor Doom. I mean, when we get to like the Secret Wars version, Battle World, that might be God Emperor Doom. So that being said, I like the theory that CC Black has, that if that is Dr. Doom and his mom in the portrait from the poster, John, remember the first poster they put out? Doom was looking up at a painting of like almost like a Mother Mary with Jesus sort of a thing in her arms. I'm sure that's the thing. That's the reference. But everybody thought that was Doom's wife and son who are dead. But it could also be that that's like a family portrait of a young Victor Von Doom with his mother, in which case maybe you could go with the Mephisto direction. There's been rumors that Mephisto might be one of the big bads of the next saga. So, I mean, if it's not like Apocalypse or something like that. So, Justin B, you guys saying, do you really believe the film would open with the X-Men destroying Maguire's Spider-Man universe? I want Doom to annihilate the X-Men just for that. Yes, I believe it, because literally every set of leaks that have come out from every which way across 5 months now have said that the movie starts with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe in conflict with the X-Men universe, and they're having an incursion, and obviously the X-Men survive because we see them in the movie. They have not giving away Tobey Maguire yet, but I have a feeling that the closer we get to release, that will end up getting, like, there's been photos out there.
I mean,
if I had a nickel for every time an X-Men characters look going out of their way to make them look like the villains, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah.
Man, does Kevin Feige just really hate the X-Men at this point? They just like Jean Grey and like killing Maguire's Spider-Man. Like, man, I really fucking hate the X-Men right now, bro.
Those same rumors also always tend to say, whether you're reading, again, they've leaked from multiple sources. Not only do they say that Tobey Maguire's universe dies at the beginning of the movie, but that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man survives and ends up being one of the protagonists in Secret Wars. Like, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, depending on which one you believe.
Does that mean we're getting emo Spider-Man again?
Well, no, but this is the same guy we saw in No Way Home. He's clearly not emo anymore. But so those 2 Spider-Men, maybe even to Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, Deadpool and Wolverine will be the people who actually remember the pre-Battle World universe, so they end up being the people who try to like undo the damage, while everybody else has been like regenerated in this new reality and they don't remember anything beforehand. So that is the rumor. But anyway, speaking of the face of Doom, the big thing was, are we even gonna get the face reveal of Doctor Doom in the movie? And that was something that was hinted at, like, and people have been speculating for a long time. Well, David Harbour just did an interview recently where he was asked about this, or he was asked about, like, can you give us anything about the movie? And he like jokingly answered the question completely. He said, like, you can tell us something completely out of context. And he was like, okay, completely out of context, all right. And then he, like, you know, in his Red Guardian character voice says, you are Tony Stark. Like, I'm trying to do his Russian accent, but, like, you know, and
don't try to do it again.
So when he says you are Tony Stark, it sounds like he's completely joking, or he jokingly literally just told us that in the movie we get the mask off and David Harbour's Red Guardian realizes, oh, that is Tony Stark, because obviously he would know Tony Stark.
Or like Kevin Feige just murdered David Harbour after this interview.
Somebody do a status check. Is he okay?
David Harbour on Suicide Watch. You know, he's with Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't think I've seen Drew in the chat before. Welcome on in. Hit the like button. But what is the connection between Tony Stark and Victor Von Doom? I think the easiest thing is their variants.
Variants, baby, variants.
I think that's probably it. Like, you know, Occam's razor, that one. So they could come up with another reason, but that's probably it. He's Tony Stark if you listen to My Chemical Romance instead of AC/DC.
You know, and that then instead of his father taking him to a marching band, it was his mother, and then she died, and then he, you know, that's how everything started.
Yeah, you know, that's, yeah. It's a very twisted way of, I mean, you know what? Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
No gang signs.
Okay.
Just kidding. Throw that up there. Throw that shit up.
Let's go to the next thing, because they did announce a countdown to Doomsday podcast with one of our favorite Avengers, or would-be Avengers.
I know the guy on the left. I think I know him. I think I've watched some of his stuff. But yes, Iman Vellani, the Queen of Marvel. I'm dubbing her that now. She's the Queen of Marvel, 100%.
Canadian Pakistani.
I love her.
Represent.
Yeah, girl. What?
It's
just
amazing.
Give her
she's
the
only
keys,
had
Kevin
one.
Feige. You know what to do now.
Like she's had 2 projects. She's been in Miss Marvel and the Marvels, and we don't really know when she's next gonna be in a thing. I'm sure she's gonna be
she's
at
still,
least Secret
and
Wars.
she's so great.
She still has that
but
she still has that ongoing back surgery after carrying the entirety of the Marvels. So, you know, she just keeps getting surgeries for that. So
you really need to stand down, John.
Okay. By the way, did Peggy have a family before? I think everybody thought that Peggy's secret family in the past was Steve and Peggy's family, but I don't know how they're gonna explain that now, especially
because it's like
Doom kills Steve's son, and they were in a different reality.
The thing I hate, one of the many things I hate about Endgame is like they tried to have their cake and eat it too with fucking time travel mechanics, and then they just fucked their own ass, and now nothing makes sense. Everyone's trying to figure it out, and it just is not working. So it's like they went back. It became a branch reality. Then how the fuck is their old Steve at the end of fucking Endgame? What are we doing? I don't know. The Russo brothers can't fucking write shit. That's what it is. They can't direct. The writers can't write. Now we have a fucking mess. God damn.
It's like, you know, I'm sure what you meant was they fucked themselves in the ass, as in like the snake eating its own tail way, like almost very literally, you know, in a circle. Yeah. Anyway, that's the metaphor. But like, I want to say that the Cap, that because this Cap ends up in a different reality. He ends up in the Fantastic Four universe because his branch reality got snipped by the TVA. So whatever version of family Peggy had in the mainline MCU is not the Steve family that we were led to believe. I'm guessing the Steve VC at the end of Avengers Endgame is the Steve VC in Doomsday. How we get there, no clue. So oh yeah, the NFL season's starting in a few weeks, and the marketing for this movie is going to be off the charts. Liz is excited about it, and I know a lot of people are. So.
You know what? I am actually excited about it. I am.
Old Steve already lived Endgame and Secret Wars. Yes, and he was like, you know, you want to tell me about it? I don't think I will. You know, that's probably why. Because, you know, it's like if he tells you about it, then maybe it won't play out the same way. You know, the whole sliding doors thing.
All right, keep your secrets.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out in a few months. All right. Well, let's talk about some MCU stuff that is not Avengers Doomsday. I'll step away for a few minutes and you guys do the talking.
Cool. This will be like over in 2 minutes then. Hell yeah. So the first thing, speaking of Cap, Avengers Endgame Encore runtime revealed how it compares to, Endgame. Explain. I don't think you need to explain it, bro. It's just two different numbers and it's 4 minutes longer. That's it. AMC Theaters has revealed that it'll be 4 minutes longer to have connective tissue to Doomsday, and that's it. That's literally 4 minutes longer. I don't know why you have to have a whole goddamn article about it, but here we are. Anyway, extra scene at the we figured that. We know, Jason. Oh, it's a bank job. Yeah, we know. We bought tickets to the movie. Like, we know it's different. It has a different title. They said it's gonna connect.
I'm shocked Jason hasn't. They said, "Oh, we're making a movie. It's called Endgame." I'm there. I'm shocked he's not a part of it. Anyway,
but now there's a rumor about Kaylee Spaney. She was allegedly, according to Scoopers, the favorite for Rogue until Indy Nevretti was like, "Go fuck yourself." So honestly, I mean, I love both actresses. I think both.
Yeah.
She would have done a great job, and Indy
I like her a lot.
Is going to do a great job. But according to Night Edge Media, so grain of salt, ladies and gents.
Yeah. Fuck you guys.
Spaney is still speaking with Marvel Studios about appearing as a smaller character with the potential for an expanded role in future films. My Time to Shine, again, grain of salt, has backed up the report, adding that the role she's up for is insane. I think
it's gonna be like Jubilee, dude. Like, it's gonna.
Well, considering Jubilee's Asian, let's not whitewash characters.
I mean, hey, like that's never been done before. Come on.
But I think I could see them doing like a really small, maybe like villainous character that is like, oh, you don't think that's gonna be anything, and then oh shit, it turns out to be something way bigger in like a future film, whatever that may be. I have no fucking idea. But yeah, I think maybe it's reversed. Maybe she would be Mystique, and then Indy, because Indy said, "Oh, I would love to play Mystique," and then she was Rogue. Well, maybe the favorite for Rogue, then she ends up being Mystique, and Mystique maybe doesn't have a big role in this movie. And Mystique is pretty insane. She's a pretty insane character, like doing all the.
Yep.
She's connected to a lot of weird stuff, like outside of X-Men.
Yep.
So I could see them kind of like having this smaller thing, and then like that being essentially what it is. So I could see that Spaney would absolutely kill that role. So I mean, he's off on that fucking Soul Gem world or whatever the fuck. He'll be fine. Red Skull's fine. But Greeky guy. Okay, what? But yeah, that's John's theory time. It's gonna be a switcheroo. It'll be old switcheroo. Indy got Rogue. She'll get Mystique. Bam. Calling it now. There it is, and that's it. MCU Daily. Boom. Less than 2 minutes. There we go. Perfect. So let's get into the next thing, which is TV talk terror. This time, something really terrifying, a fucking trauma unit. The Pit, Season 3 trailer.
Yay!
Dr. Robbie's first day back is filled with more medical emergencies. Yeah, why the fuck wouldn't they be? It's a fucking hospital.
Exactly. Yeah, he's not gonna have a slow day.
Yeah, never say the Q word if you're on, if you're doing any sort of emergency services, because that's the curse word, because you'll get influxed. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at the trailer, but I did watch one episode of The Pit. It was really good. So I will try to keep watching at some point, but yeah. Did you get a chance to watch this on your TV binge, Liz, or no?
I've watched. My best friend watches it, so I have seen a lot of episodes. I haven't seen the whole season 1 or season 2 in its entirety, but I get the gist. It's a medical type show. I'm not a huge fan of medical type shows, but I like the premise that it's an hour out of each.
It's like 24 meets
within the day. Yeah, it's
ER.
like 24 meets ER. And they show everything, which not necessary, but I do still appreciate it. You're going to give equal time to tits and bits, so fine by me. But yeah, it's a great show. It's a great show. Really well written.
Yeah, Noah
Believable.
Wiley is
The
great.
cast has great chemistry. Yeah, everybody in it is just phenomenal. So if you like the show, keep watching it. If you've never seen it before, if you like medical dramas, definitely check it out. It's a good time.
Yeah.
But if you're squeamish, I can understand.
And then going from greatness to more schlocky TV, but that's that's a good thing.
He is not the Chris on my list. I'd like to
Terminalist. Speaking of a list, Terminalist. Chris Pratt continues his revenge tour in first look trailer for season 2. Yeah, it's just like it's action schlock. That's kind of like Reacher. It's schlock. But it's good schlock. It's it's not great, but it's fun. That's the vibe. And I will say, I like Chris Pratt with a beard. It really looks good.
I feel like that's all of 5 minutes, and then if you watch the trailer,
then he's gonna immediately. So
they find him. They say, "Hey, we need you," and he goes, "Okay," he'll pull out the razor.
The new season will adapt True Believer, the second novel in Jack Carr's best-selling series, which promises to put Reese on a journey of violent redemption, finding a new purpose after finishing his list. While the streamer isn't forthcoming with details on what's to come, the book's synopsis is all of this, and motherfucker, I ain't reading all that. So, so this is the order of books. So if this thing fucking lasts 8 seasons, then there you go. It's gonna be all of this.
Good for him. Yeah.
So, well, on to the next thing. I clicked a button and it works. Because like for some reason my mouse is like I click a button and it goes to another thing. I'm like, okay. Will David Tennant return to Doctor Who? New interview lends weight to recent rumors. Let's not. David Tennant, you know what's magical? The word no. Like you can say no. You can but he just do other things.
No, he just has such a good time. Let him do what he wants to do. He is doing theater.
He could come back as Kilgrave. That would be great. Like,
let him
I don't know
live
how that
his
would
life,
work, but
man.
he can do it.
No, listen, he's allowed to have a good time. He's allowed to do things.
So talking in the latest Doctor Who magazine, Tennant was asked about returning to Doctor Who as a second version of the Doctor. I'm open to anything that's suggested, to be honest. It's fun to dip a toe back in these worlds. Of course, you fucking nerd. It's interesting. I didn't know that there was some sort of embargo on any other worlds for that particular strain of the character. It's hard to imagine the 14th Doctor's story ending with him living a quiet life. So, yeah, there's all that, but it's also like, buddy, you can say no.
Leave him alone. He can.
No, I'm not gonna leave him alone because I'm fucking sick of David Tennant and Doctor Who. I want other doctors. There's like 15 other people that have played this fucking role that you can give credence to, but nope, they gotta keep riding the David Tennant gravy train because that's all this fucking show is known for now is just David Tennant and more David Tennant. Guys, you're making me hate David Tennant. I don't want to be like this, okay?
First of all, that's
why are you
impossible.
making me hate David Tennant?
First of all,
I mean, AMC already butt-fucked it by making me hate Nicole Kidman. So, fuck all y'all. Just give the man a break. He's old now. Just let him do his, like, the theater shit, like the Hamlet, all that stuff. Do that. Goddamn, bro. Just leave the fucker alone.
Leave the man alone. He's just trying to have a good time out here. You leave him
alone. But yeah, TV Talk Terror is done. And then what's up next? Quick hit time. We're already into the quick hit. See what happens when Dan isn't here.
Thank God for that.
No rigmarole. None of that. It's just bam, bam, bam. It's just talking about random shit and moving the fuck on. Let's go. Apparently, Jacob Elordi ducks James Bond question at London World premiere of Ridley Scott's Dog Stars when asked if he's been auditioning. I'm here on holiday. And yeah, like, Jacob Elordi, would he do an okay job? Sure, but like the last time an Australian took over the role of James Bond, it didn't really end well, so like, let's kind of not do that again. But yeah, could he do it? Sure, but I think there are other better people for the role, and especially more unknown people. The Daniels mystery movie with Matt Damon may be loosely inspired by Power Rangers, according to Jeff Snyder. But you know, here we go. From what I hear, it's basically a Power Rangers movie without the name. It follows a young cast in color-coded costumes who team up to fight kaiju with the help of a superhero-esque character played by Damon, who has a Jarvis-like AI assistant played, not just voiced, by Sandra Oh. The whole movie has no official connection to Power Rangers, but I'm told it's a pretty clear influence, and that comparison will definitely be made. Snyder stresses that the film, which has been described as a superhero tentpole with global warming as the villain, tells its own original story with unique characters and has no official tie.
So it sounds like Captain Planet.
Still, the similarities will be hard to ignore once a first look is released. The story will reportedly jump between two timelines, the 80s and present day, with the 80s storyline following 5 young heroes. It features Sandra Oh, Sean Kaufman, Sylvia Dionisio, I don't know, Jackson Kelly, Carice Brooks, and Talia Dudek, as well as John Leguizamo, Charles Melton, Michael Gandolfini, and
Charles Melton again. He's popping up everywhere.
So cool. I'm down for it. Like, I'm not really a Power Rangers or a Super Sentai kind of guy, but like, I love Matt Damon. I love Sandra Oh. And then a couple of the actors I just mentioned, and you know, could be a fun time. And it's probably the closest that Power Rangers fans are gonna get to getting an actual reboot of Power Rangers, because Disney sucks.
Again, it sounds more like Captain Planet to me, but
I would say Power Rangers meets Captain Planet. Honestly,
I'm fine with it. Let's do it.
Power Rangers, well, honestly, more like, well, Power Rangers / Super Sentai meets Kamen Rider meets Captain Planet meets the MCU. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting. Anyway, the Mosquito Bowl. Netflix sets theatrical and streaming dates for Peter Berg's World War II drama, The Mosquito Bowl. So
he loves his war dramas.
Will open in U.S. theaters October 30th before making its Netflix premiere on November 25th. So if you give a shit, there you go. Have fun. I don't care. And then movie theater owner, what worries me about the war on Paramount and Warner Brothers industries rarely suffer because too many people are willing to make sensible long-term investments. The greater danger comes when investment stops. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot to probably say about this.
The TLDR of this article is that he's bringing up the question of what if this deal doesn't go through. We should be talking more about what that means for Hollywood, because it would leave Paramount and Warner Brothers in a pretty bad spot where they're all of a sudden, after almost 2 years of trying to become one company, you know, like we have talked about, they're losing executives left and right. And there's probably going to be a little bit of a gap because they're not greenlighting things they otherwise would be, because they're in a holding pattern. So would that be better for the industry, or would the merger going through be better? So like, I mean, it's a great point, but you know what, like I said, it's short-term pain ultimately for long-term gain. If they stop the merger, I think that leads to a more competitive environment with more movies overall for the long run. It just means in the short term we're gonna be in a little bit of like trouble, because we might have another year or two where like both studios put out fewer movies than they usually would because of the gap that's happening right now. So anyway, that's the TLDR of it. I understand it from the movie theater's perspective, because they want more movies and we might not be getting as many for a little bit. Hello, you're fake. JazzLab will be looking for another buyer, probably. That's, like I said, that's most likely what's gonna happen. Like, yes, let's be honest.
But next up, Mandalorian star Timothy Olyphant is finally returning as Cobb Vanth in a Lego movie. So,
good for him. Good for you, Timmy.
So, a first look at Lego Star Wars The Mandalorian was released during last weekend's D23, and as first reported on blah blah blah, Disney Plus has now revealed the full voice cast in the animated special. So Gavin Hammond is playing Din Djarin, he takes over as the bounty hunter. Then you're gonna have Amy Sedaris, Bill Burr, Katie Sackhoff, Emily Swallow, Giancarlo Esposito, Matthew Wood, Ming-Na Wen, Nick Nolte, Rosario Dawson, Taika Waititi, and Tamara Morrison all coming in for this, as well as Timothy Olyphant as Cobb Vanth. Which he keeps reminding Dave Filoni, like, hey, Cobb Vanth is still alive, bud. So he's like, all right, fine, here's a fucking Lego movie. Shut the fuck up and leave me alone now. Which is like, frankly, Dave Filoni, go fuck yourself, because you will never be. There is more talent in Timothy Olyphant's short and curly than there will ever be in your whole body. So give my man a role. Jesus Christ. He wants to be in your shitty fucking franchise. Give him a fucking role. What more can you say about someone who actually wants to be in Star Wars now? Like, just give the man something. Jesus Christ. Anyway, speaking of pieces of shit, Meghan Markle. Apparently in advanced talks to join Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman after she and Prince Harry moved back to the UK. Cool, great, don't care. Fuck off my screen, bitch.
I mean, what else are they going to do? They're not making money now, so.
Michael Douglas's privates are visible for one frame of Fatal Attraction.
I don't understand why this is a fucking art. Why are we talking about this?
Thing?
Why do we give a what the fuck? What a waste of everyone's time. This is a 4-year-old movie. First of all,
it's like, I like to throw in something to trip people up every once in a while.
We love our bulge watch here. I mean, it's just that's on par for us.
I don't want to see Michael Douglas's penis.
I think
okay,
like the definition of a quick hit is like something so outrageous that it makes you go like, what the f? Like it's a WTF quick hit. That's what it is.
It succeeded. Move on. There it is.
Speaking of bulges, OnlyFans. Harry Potter star.
But again, also this isn't news either. We know she's been doing this for. It
says it was embarrassing to turn to OnlyFans for money after starring in films. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a little embarrassing, but like, you know, who gives a fuck?
All she does is brush her hair.
Girl, it's fine.
It's hair picks, by the way. It's not anything.
She's brushing her hair and she's braiding her hair, and we've known about this for months. So again, I don't understand why it's a headline now. I mean, yes, because she just had an interview about it, but
because it's not like you're spreading it open on OnlyFans. You're doing wholesome content.
That's right, baby. Make that money. If I could, I would, girl. Go ahead. Good for you.
So it's fine. You're good. It's okay. Yeah, she makes non-explicit content. Like it.
Yeah. And for some reason, dresses like she's Amish.
Explicit content. Who cares? You're making that bag. It's fine. You're making more money than I am.
Make
it's
that
cool.
money, baby. Put the food on the table. Do it how you got to do it.
The Odyssey sets digital 4K Blu-ray release dates. So you know. There you go. Apparently, it will be available to rent and purchase on digital beginning November 17th. Following its theatrical debut on July 17th, the film is also slated to arrive on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray the same fucking day. So I'm sure Christopher Nolan is like, you're doing physical media on the same fucking day, and if you don't, I will stab you. So, you know.
No, it's fair. Same day. I mean, that's 4 months. That's 4 months of exclusive theatrical run. So that's... Yeah. I hope Spider-Man Brand New Day gets to play for 4 months exclusively. That'd be great. Oh, hey. Yeah, hey, Nelson. I've been in and out a little bit, but yeah, hello to you. We got another quick hit. This one's for Liz.
It grossed... I'm going to try and do my best Cobb Chandler impression. It grossed more than Eternals, Thunderbolts, and Captain America New World Order. You're not in the slightest bit curious why there's not been a sequel to Shang-Chi? You're a fucking alien. There you go. I tried.
That's actually pretty good.
I tried to give him like the southern twang he's like trying to do. And it's like, I tried.
But where's the lie? First of all, where's the lie? That is so true. There's a fly in here. Sorry, I won't keep doing that. But where is the lie? It's so true.
And then Simu Liu responded, LOL. What is that? That's Bulge Watch. Hello.
I think we have that photo somewhere. Liz sent that in.
Probably.
We have
next
it.
To the Adam Driver perfume.
We have it. We have it. I have it. We all have it. Now I gotta add Simu to the freaking list over here. Jesus. I don't have enough letters is the problem.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's a funny little tweet.
I appreciate that, Dan. Thank you very much. Very kind. Very kind.
Always.
Good times. Good times all around.
Whenever we can service the needs, Jalen, Liz.
Make everyone horny. Well, wonderful. Yeah. Nice. Great. Anyway.
Hey, equal opportunity. Love all, serve all. Why not?
Yeah.
10-minute quick hits, not 30 minutes. Cool. That's what happened when Dan isn't part of most of it.
That's what was in the rundown. What are you guys making fun of me for? Like I do the fucking rundown. Come on now. Let's go. Anyway.
I'm just saying.
You do the rundown, but you don't do quick hits. That's for sure.
Anyway, that's it.
I think we're running on time right now.
That's it for now. Let's get blessed.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see.
Right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in the stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all in the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto.
Hunka hunka!
All right, welcome on in to another episode of DCU Daily. Of course, if you have been watching to the news part of the show, then thank you for sticking around. We have a lot of DC news today to talk about, a lot of consequential DC news, especially. We got a new show that the DCU is about to get on HBO Max. We've got a movie that's shooting right now. We're going to get into a lot of that. And we got D. Cole in the chat. Hello, D. Cole. Hunter, we did talk about the whole Snyder Bros stuff. So if that's what you're referring to, we're not going to go back and do that again. But if there's something else you missed, then definitely send that back in the chat. So, yeah, there's a lot to get into. More Lantern stuff. I mean, we are literally 48 hours away, less than that now, from when we'll get episode 2 of Lanterns this Sunday. We'll be doing a live watch along on Sunday. I did want to make a programming note right now because while I was away from part of the show earlier, I was doing some research, and I'm like, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I need to do a little more research before I can talk about the Naruto fan casting and without bullshitting my way through it. So I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. And then, so I'll put this up on the channel somewhere on the post section. But so Fancast Friday on a Saturday for Naruto, and then on Sunday I'll do the Nolan one. So I guess you guys got a full weekend of shows ahead. So just letting you guys know, because it's like I felt like I was so out of my depth looking up some of the actors that we have in mind for Naruto. So there you go. But Liz, what are you excited to talk about on the DC side of things?
Great question. I mean, we're going to continue to talk about Batman. You guys, we're going to talk about Batman to death, and it's going to really upset me because why are we watching the same clip of the car going in circles for 6 days in a row? But I love the Batman, so I love our Pats, so I guess a Batman.
Well,
Yes.
there's more than he doesn't just go in. Actually, he's not going in circles as much today. He's doing other things and hitting and getting hit by other things.
Dan,
So,
it's
anyway.
all the same crap. It's footage from one day last week. And good Lord. Like,
John, your thoughts?
I'm excited to talk about Gorilla Grodd, the people versus Gorilla Grodd, because
yeah, okay. Yep, that too.
I don't
Alright.
care about Lanterns and Batman Part 2. There's barely anything, so
Yeah.
It's the same
Liz, don't hype us
schlock.
that much.
It's gonna be a year of the same schlock. It's because this is what we do, and this is you guys, I can't anymore. I can't do it. This is why I'm not on the show. This is why I can't
This
be
is
on the
the
show
fun
Monday through
part.
Friday.
Come on, we
Because I
gotta.
can't do it. I can't
That's
talk
fine.
about
It's okay.
the same
It's-
fucking thing for a whole year. Speculation. What about this? What about that? This surprise, that surprise. They're gonna do this. This is the plot device. I can't do it, you guys. I can't do it. I can't do it. I just want to go.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Run for your lives, everyone! Run for.
Anyway, I thought that was appropriate.
I'll talk about it after I've seen the film, but talking about it for a full year up to it, it
Well-
crushes a part of my soul. Like I can't. Sorry. Yes, I'm
Justin
excited.
Geeky Guy with a $10 super chat. Thank you for that.
Thank
Test
you.
if John is a
Again,
manhunter.
Just some geeky guy got paid today. Seriously, and
We appreciate it.
sir.
Thank you. I love that the color changes on StreamYard with the super chat. The higher the value. I wonder what like $100 looks like. Anyway,
What does $100 look like?
So just he says, Dan says, John, what do you think of Tom King? John says Tom King is a comic book writer. We should like do a table read, John. Let's do a table read on this comment.
No.
No? Okay. They're like, that's it? As an angry nerding rant? Oh, okay. Ranting nerd. I'm having dyslexia right now. As an angry ranting nerd, what's your opinion on Thomas Krieger King? I didn't realize his middle name was Krieger, but all right. I don't get the reference there, but Anthony says his girl is really into lanterns. That's awesome. I mean, I'm really into lanterns too.
Let's keep it real, Anthony. Is she into lanterns or is she into our boy Aaron Pierre? Because I mean
the both of them.
You know.
Don't diminish Kyle Chandler too much.
No,
he's
Kyle,
got
listen.
DILF energy.
100%. I would
mean,
love it if
come on
Kyle was
now.
my next door neighbor, dude, for real. Talking to him about like yard work, for real. But come on.
Okay, well, we got to talk about the DC quick hits, or as we call them, the Parrots, Ducks, and Pelicans of DCU News. John, let's get into another round of quick hits.
Favorite covers from the November 2026 solicits. We got Lex Luthor stealing Eagly, maybe? I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Or just
we got
Eagle,
Watchmen,
just normal
we got
Eagle.
Supergirl, and we got Etrigan the Demon. We got Red
I like
Tornado.
the Supergirl design.
We got Clayface. Well,
Dude,
specifically
that
the Preston
Clayface one
Payne
looks
I like that.
so good.
Clayface.
That's cool.
But-
That looks amazing.
Yeah,
That could be a poster for the movie coming out this year.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind
Although
seeing that.
you know, different Clayfaces, but
I know.
That's
I'm
beside
just
the
saying. I'm just saying.
we got Absolute Wonder Woman, which is looking freaky
Damn,
deaky.
son.
We got Dead
I don't
Man.
know what that was because that looks familiar to me, but I couldn't figure out what that was. So that's cool.
Dead
yeah,
Man?
Dead
Oh, yeah,
Man.
yeah, yeah. Dead
Then
Man.
we
No,
got
no, the one
Batman
before it,
versus
the Wonder Woman.
Poison
Oh,
Ivy.
Absolute Wonder Woman. Right. And then,
And then it
Clayface
looks like
getting
another
married.
Clayface for Preston Payne and Sandra Fuller. So that's cool.
Yeah. I like the Watchmen stuff, and I really like the Supergirl design they got going. It's like the My Adventures with Superman logo. Like that's the current like logo in the comics. What was Red Tornado? I was gonna say, wasn't like Red Tornado something James Gunn teased a while ago, like that we were gonna get eventually?
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyway. Yeah, I mean Absolute Wonder Woman looks absolute, right? So yeah.
Sure. Speaking of Absolute, we got Absolute Superman, number 25, covered by Rafa Sandoval, written by Jason Aaron. The oversized conclusion of Get Brainiac goes on sale November 4th. This is looking real cool. All this stuff.
Is that Joker? Oh no, that's Brainiac. Oh, that is Brainiac in the middle. Wow.
Yeah. Joker is like
Holy
a fucking
Black Adam,
eldritch demon in this
Who's that
world,
other
so.
Superman character in the corner on the right, on the far right? I can't tell.
Far right?
That's got a Superman. Is that Metallo?
This looks like John
right?
Henry Irons.
That's John. No, but the bottom right, you see that, or is that?
Yeah,
got
that looks like.
Superman
Well, that
powers.
looks like Black Adam. This might be like Superboy or something. I don't know. I haven't read it. My friend
Maybe
said
we got
it's
some
ass.
lanterns in there.
He's like, don't read it. He's like, Absolute Batman's great. Absolute Wonder Woman's great. Don't read Absolute Superman. It's fucking dog shit. I'm like, all right,
cool. Let's keep going.
But yeah. But this is really funny. How much time does Batman waste standing in dark corners and dimly lit rooms until the appropriate point in conversation where he can step out and interject? And then Batman on Thread says, that is none of your business.
I mean, catching dubs on social media. I love the DC social media team. More often than not, does a great job. Their PR team needs some work. They need to hire a new PR person, but their social team usually on top of it. So yeah. Now the next thing I wanted to this is something I think Johnny Dome sent us. Gonna give him credit, but the composer of Lanterns was talking about how she kind of put together the themes for the two different lanterns. So let's take a listen to that, shall we?
Theme and Hal Jordan's theme are very much rock influence, as I said before, but John's theme's a little more grunge. I wrote a riff for him on this instrument called a baritone rubber bridge guitar, and it's very measured and precise, which I feel like is very like him. He's dedicated and committed to his work, as an artist and an architect, and in the military. It's very repeated notes kind of thing. Then you look at Hal, and I wanted to do something more garage blues rock for him because he's unruly, he's a cowboy, he's rough around the edges, he's got an electric bass riff that's really swaggery, and I recorded a lot of close tactile percussion for him, like empty beer bottles and scrap metal and chains and stuff, because that feels like him, whereas John is a little more measured.
Were you able to play it for them for the first time?
Oh yeah. It's fun when they kind of pick up on the different, even though they both have that rock influence, where the differentiation is, and when you hear Hal's theme up to him in the show, how different that dynamic is versus seeing it with John and seeing John's evolution over the course of the series.
That's interesting.
Cool.
I listened to the theme on social media, and it's not the best thing ever, but I mean, for a HBO show, it's
wow,
cool.
just shitting on this poor woman's face, fucking immediately. After going into this whole thing of I put
let's
so much
hear her
work into it,
explain herself and then talk about how dog shit it is.
Bitch, fuck
I said it's not the best thing ever.
You can do better. She can do better.
Down. No, I'm saying it's not the best thing ever. It's fun. It's also, she mentions John Stewart being an architect, which hasn't been mentioned at all in the show yet. I don't even know if this John Stewart was ever an architect. He was in the military, but yeah, but the rock influences. Look, I love the Justice League and the Justice League Unlimited. The Justice League Unlimited has a lot of electric guitar rock influence. So I'm I hope they bring back.
It's like that dude
that
skating
theme
on
for
ice
the
and then dunking
DCU
into
Justice
the
League.
basket.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way, but anyway, you know what? Jason Ritter also had something to say about
he had something to
his
say.
love for lanterns.
So when I was maybe 9 or 10, I found a bunch of Green Lantern comics in my grandpa's house, and it felt like stumbling upon on some indie band or something like that, where I went back to school and I was like, oh, my favorite's Green Lantern. I don't know if you guys heard about him, but there was something about Green Lantern that felt, even though I only had these 4 or 5 issues that I would read back to back, I had like a kinship with him. He felt like my superhero. Everyone else had their guys, and I loved Green Lantern.
That's fun.
I'm curious what Green Lantern he found. If it was his granddad's, then that might be like Alan Scott levels of like cuts right there. That's love Jason Ritter, love Dipper Pines.
I like that dapper suit he's got going. He's rocking that dark green.
There's more green in that suit than the entire first episode.
That's not true at all, but sure. The next one, John. I mean, I don't know where Johnny Harris is, but like Johnny needs to show up right now because we got something for him. It's just right here.
Adria Arjona showing.
I
don't know, like whether she is playing Wonder Woman or not, whether it is actually Maxima. I'm just saying, it looks good.
Yeah. It looks great. It looks great. There you go.
It looks great.
You know, equal opportunity.
Add her to the list, Liz. Yes. Add her to the list. Get some ladies on that list.
You know, we're an equal opportunity show, so I have no problem.
I mean, she's got abs, as John Bailey would say.
Putting in the maximum effort for Maxima, or maybe Wonder Woman.
And then, of course, the guy being,
I mean, is that his her trainer, Paolo Medici?
Paolo Mad Clitty, whatever, the Mad City. I don't know what the fuck.
Mad what? Say that again. Anyway.
I don't know. Just I don't know. That's
Caleb's back.
She's putting in the work, and that's pretty good.
She's putting in the work. And she's looking the part. So whatever part that is, we'll find out soon enough.
Whether it's Wonder Woman or Maxima, she'll do a great job, and
yes.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
And then Glasgow is being the city made for Gotham. The Batman, the Flash, Batgirl, and the Batman Part 2.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, literally,
nice.
It seems like for the late for DC, everything Batman related, they're like Glasgow is like Gotham City.
This
not
poor
only that,
city, what did they do to deserve this? And that it's the crying fucking
dude, they love it over there. Glasgow's getting all this like employment opportunity. I mean, all these people show up. They hire a lot of local people, extras, and then also a lot of people that work in the industry locally. But then it's not just DC. I believe Marvel. Literally, we're gonna go through it later when we talk about the Batman Part 2. But part of where they're shooting the Batman Part 2 right now is literally the same street where they shot some of the chase sequence at the beginning of Spider-Man Brand New Day with like the Punisher and Spider-Man. So Glasgow has been the stand-in for New York City for not just DC, but also Marvel. And obviously Gotham City is kind of meant to be New York City anyway. So, and other movies, like they've got a great production tax credit. And that's why, a lot of production has moved out to the UK, but we have talked about how that's maybe not always a good thing if you are somebody who worked in Hollywood and you don't have as many opportunities in LA anymore. So, but hey, Glasgow is Gotham, at least in all things DC of late. So that's the quick hits. Now we talk about lanterns.
Yes.
Let's do that, shall we? Lots to get into.
Indeed. So the first thing, an eagle-eyed viewer showcased that apparently when John found Hal, he did the sexy cry. He did the manly sexy cry where you let the one tear.
Single tear,
baby. When he saw Hal, showing that there is a lot to see in regards to this relationship in the rest of the season, to the fact that he does cry when he sees his, mentor friend dead, if that is actually Hal Jordan. So that's interesting.
Yeah, this was like somebody did like a exposure enhancement, because this shot was a lot darker in the show, but it does look like
they enhanced the brightness.
Yeah, he does cry a little tears, a manly tear, which makes you wonder. Then, I mean, does he actually believe that Hal is dead? I mean, the theory about like this is a shapeshifter and it's not actually Hal. I don't know. I guess we'll get that question answered. But yeah, damn. It sounds like Hal threw some dirt in John's eye there a little bit. So
yeah. But so Guy Gardner said you might just be the extraterrestrial threat I have been tasked to protect from the Earth from, or something in that same line in Superman 2025. This person asked James Gunn, am I correct in assuming that the presence of Clark and Kara on Earth is why the Guardians suddenly decided the backwaters of a sector Earth is in needed more than one Green Lantern? Is that why we have both Hal and Guy? I gotta say, well, that just make me run my brain and my imagination like nothing has since. Superman and James Gunn being the fucking teasing prick he is, just saying, you'll find out.
I mean, basically the theory goes, I mean, Liz, I don't know what you think about this, but the theory goes that in the first episode, Hal Jordan says, Earth is like, the backwater shithole of this sector. So
which is fair at this point.
Which is fair. So the Lanterns would never even want to come to Earth, unless there was a reason. So he was trying to imply that Abin's sword, the Lantern that dies and the ring chooses Hal, was there for a reason and crashed on Earth. Maybe he was going after whatever it was in Nebraska, which is where they are now in the show. And maybe moving forward, because we know obviously Guy's gonna still be Green Lantern, but maybe also John Stewart's a Green Lantern. So maybe there are two Green Lanterns as opposed to one, because now all of a sudden there's Kryptonians on Earth. So instead of being a backwater shithole, Earth kind of matters in this sector. Do you think that's why they might break the rule of one lantern?
Possibly.
I mean, there's definitely something going on that would cause us to need a second lantern. I'm not, again, I don't know enough certainly about lanterns, about DC in general, so I can't speculate on that. But it would lead one to believe that, yeah, because they do keep emphasizing the fact that there's only ever been one. There only needs to be one. Clearly, Hal seems to have things under control. He doesn't understand why this guy is here. He's certainly not willing to give up the ring just yet. So yeah, it's a good possibility.
Yeah, I could definitely see. I mean, I remember vaguely, and somebody in the comments tell me if I'm correct on this, but I remember in Blackest Night, that was the whole thing, was Earth turned out to be way more important than the Guardians previously thought, and it was the epicenter of the universe kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where all this kind of like an in-universe reason as to why so much shit happens on Earth. But it was this is where everything, and it's gonna be it could be the death of the universe, it could be the birth of the universe. So I mean, maybe this is just wish fulfillment from me personally, as someone who would love to see Blackest Night on the big screen. But I could definitely see them kind of sort of maybe trying to build up to that, and something to that effect. That could definitely be really interesting. And maybe Krypton exploding and Cal and Kara being sent to Earth is kind of the first domino piece that essentially becomes that huge growth of the Guardians realizing that Earth is gonna become way more important than it has been the past thousands upon thousands of years.
I mean, to me that's way better than how in the MCU the Earth seems to have been almost from day one, especially once they went cosmic, been at the center of that whole universe, which I mean, again, not that it's the real world where there is historically people used to think Earth was at the center of the universe, and they thought the sun was at the center of the universe, and then they realized we really aren't. There isn't a center of the universe anyway, so it's all relative. But in Marvel, it seems to be everything seems to happen on Earth. Captain Marvel's oh, we have the Avengers and everything on Earth. Most of the universe does not. So I'm wait, so there's no other heroes out in the world, in the entire universe? Whereas I appreciate that here they're already establishing Earth wasn't really all that significant, and then it gives more importance to the existence of Superman and what that means, and again, you want to put Superman front and center. I that would be a good theory. And yeah, I don't know if James gonna so much as teasing it as saying, well, just wait and find out, because that is where we are headed. So it could also be that maybe Guy has to die for John to truly become Green Lantern, and maybe that's what happens in Man of Tomorrow. Guy Gardner will finally bite the dust, and then John Stewart will take over. I I wouldn't mind seeing that. So
yeah,
a little later than I thought, because I thought he was gonna die in Lanterns, but like maybe in Man of Tomorrow. So
but speaking of, apparently, well, maybe that's not the case. From Superman to Mr. Miracle, Nathan Fillion embraces his status as the most recurring DCU star. It's like, yeah, give it to Nathan Fillion. He's awesome.
World Weeb.
He's fucking
He
great.
is awesome.
Give him all
We're
the
not mad
things.
about it. Yeah.
So, you know, he said Nathan Fillion is the most utilized actor in the DCU between 5 different projects. I don't know if I'm an anchor being. I do think I'm a thread being. The actor comments on his Lanterns and Mr. Miracle casting. The quilt of the DC universe is being assembled before us. We're witnessing the pieces coming forth, and now we're starting to see threads between those pieces tying them together. Guy Gardner is enjoying being one of those characters that is the backdrop to this universe. It affords some consistency to date. Fillion remains the most recurring actor in the entertainment side from DC Studios. So, yeah, honestly, I'm here for it. Fuck it. Why not? The fact that people think to use him is fantastic. Say that again. But yeah, I mean, it's fucking awesome. Like, he started off as like joke character. He's played by my buddy. You know, it's funny. And now he's like fucking.
I didn't think he was gonna end up in everything, but like, I mean, you know what? James Gunn takes care of his friends, and I mean, also Nathan Fillion is great at what he does, and this has been like a dream come true for him. He's been wanting to play a Green Lantern for, I don't know, years. Like what? Like he was cosplaying as a Green Lantern in a TV show like 15 years ago or something like that. So not surprised. I will say, Johnny, that Jessica Cruz is a character that the animated show is going to be on its own, but Chris Mundy was recently talking about how season 2 they're starting to map it out, and maybe, you know, they'll definitely do something different. I mean, whether it's another mystery or not that they're going to solve, or maybe it's going to go more cosmic, it's going to involve more lanterns. That he kind of left it open-ended, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jessica Cruz does show up in this universe eventually, especially if there are going to be more than one lantern. So, but yeah, Guy Gardner's already making more appearances in the DCU than Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill did in the DCEU, which is, yeah. I mean, Black Hand is the current theory.
Yes, that is
for the villain. Like ultimately, that is the idea. I mean, we'll find out soon enough whether it's true or not. But you know what? Speaking of Chris Mundy, he had this to say on the official Lanterns podcast about what's happened in Lanterns so far, just in episode 1, and why maybe we should keep our faith because things will pick up from here.
Keeping them safe.
It's insane.
I didn't think they'd let us do it.
You come into a show like Lanterns knowing that Hal and John are going to be in this partnership, probably hoping that this is going to be something that we're going to see further in the DCU, but Hal's dead.
It's a way to really invest in what that mystery is in a way that was just different. We have got to be digging at something eventually that's meaningful to us. We floated it and they're like, great. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, now we've got to write it in a way that is respectful of the canon, is respectful of Hal as a character. There's a lot of sci-fi rules that you can break within it. So nothing's ever as clear as you think it is. For those of you watching at home.
What are the sci-fi rules that he's talking about breaking, John? I'm like, that to me is the question. I was like, sci-fi rules he can break. Then he kind of pauses. He's like, am I giving away anything? Like, I do wonder what that means. Like, is that something to do with why maybe Hal might not be dead? Like, I don't know, Liz.
Maybe. Like, I mean, he also said, like, that's kind of the whole rule of, like, what James Gunn said, like, oh, once they're dead, they're dead. So maybe he's talking about that. I don't know if there's like certain sci-fi. Again, you're the bigger sci-fi nerd. Why don't you fucking tell me?
I just Googled it. So science fiction is governed by a set of unwritten rules and convictions that shape its narratives, themes, and character development. The top 5: artistic license with science, exploration of technology and society, world building consistency, character arcs reflecting societal issues, and time travel rules. And then key elements in sci-fi writing: speculative concepts, diverse settings, and character diversity. So you guys, you can Google it, you can look at all, literally just plug in sci-fi rules, and it will give you the definition of each of those specific issues. But I mean, everybody has kind of a set of rules, guidelines that they do follow, right? That we all kind of have agreed as collectively that this is what needs to happen in order for it to be a part of this genre, this field, what have you. So, so that certainly seems to fall. I mean, again, time travel rules, character arcs reflecting societal issues, like those kinds of world building, consistency, that kind of stuff, obviously is very, very important when you're telling a story like this. So. I
mean,
get it.
there's already a little bit of, well, not time travel happening, but like I guess the viewers are doing the time traveling as they go back and forth between the two timelines. So, by the way, season 2 has not already been picked up. My Adventures with Superman was not canceled after season 3. We don't know if season 4 is happening yet, but it's not canceled. Just letting you know.
It's kind of in limbo right now.
It's in limbo. They haven't given it a green light, so it's just open-ended. They haven't said either way. So just like, and My Adventures with Green Lantern, I mean, it's not even started yet. So again, just to kind of clarify, season 2 for Lanterns, they're starting to work on it. There's a writer's room. They already laid out a bunch of stuff. They've been working on it. I think, what he said, like for 6 weeks or 6 months. I think Chris Mundy recently mentioned, I think it might have been 6 weeks. So they've been working on it for a while, but they haven't got the official green light from HBO yet, so just letting you know. But you know what? Before we move on from Lanterns, I did want to talk about episode 2. I know all 3 of us are going to watch it. I know all 3 of us gave it different ratings. I just want to get a quick take from you guys of what do you expect from episode 2? And no? What?
No, there's only been one episode. I can't give you an idea of the direction of the show based on one episode that barely explains anything that's going on. So,
but like, is there something that you would like to see, or you just want to go in there like completely blank, like, and whatever happens?
I don't know enough about Lanterns. I don't know enough about this world. I don't know enough about the characters themselves as far as the relationships and what's happening in this particular environment to speculate anything at this point. Probably by like episode 3 or 4, I could be a little more eloquent in where I believe the direction of the show is heading. But as of right now, after one episode, absolutely not.
Okay. I mean, John, your thoughts? What would you like to see? What do you think will happen in episode 2?
I want to see Tom King thrown off a cliff, but like, I don't think we're gonna see that happen.
Well, I mean, obviously that's not
I want to see it pick up like majorly. Like the first episode was just paced very poorly.
I want better chemistry between everyone. I will say that.
More familiar with the characters they're supposed to be representing. So I do hope there's that as well. I want it to be better. I hope it'll be better, but it's not going to be huge. That leap is not going to be huge. So we'll see how it goes. It definitely, I mean, with how torturous this past week has been, in terms of like seeing all this stuff, is like, yeah, they did the right thing of making it weekly, especially with how good the reviews have been from most other people. Yeah, they did a good job. Like, because the thing is, Spider Noir, as amazing as that show is, like fucking a trillion times better than Lanterns will probably be. Like after like 2 weeks, nobody was talking about Spider Noir. So the fact that's the thing. It's just like, they got to take advantage of like the fucking internet. Like the half-life on the internet is fucking like 6 seconds at this point. Like you're like popular for like a minute and then you're gone. Like very rarely do you have like the consistency. Like, Obsession had that consistency even through Odyssey and Spider-Man. People are still pretty much talking about Obsession. Backrooms didn't fucking last that long. They didn't, even with it getting fucking re-released. So weekly is like how, I know people like binging and that's fine, but that like weekly is how you fucking stay within the conversation, especially on the internet, especially for a big IP like this, especially connecting it with this like cinematic universe. You got to keep it weekly. Like there's some stuff you can like release all in one go, not connected to an IP, not gonna have a lot of fanfare, that kind of shit. But when you gotta fucking build up the hype, and especially with a show a lot of people seem to be liking, then gotta keep the hype train going. And so the fact they made it weekly was definitely the right call. So I commend them for that. But like, yeah, I want it to be good. I don't know if it will be. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, definitely good on them for making it weekly. I will say that.
Yeah, but I just realized I was calling Jalen Harris Johnny Harris earlier. But anyway, random sidebar. As far as this episode, I mean, these are official stills. We have 4 official stills from episode 2, and this right here looks like they're looking up at the sky, and I feel like the laser weapon that we keep seeing in the trailers is popping up, and we've seen in the look ahead trailer that it might be starting out by blowing up pickup trucks before it started blowing up buildings. which would mean that this has gone from just an investigation on the down low to the whole town is wondering what the hell is going on. So we're gonna get that scene, which the very first photos from the show released were from this whole town hall meeting. So getting that would be interesting. This looks like either he's being interrogated, Jon Stewart, or he's been pulled in. Like he looks like he's got I don't know, he doesn't have a bloody nose. I thought he had a bloody nose, but that's just a shadow. So this might be either meeting with Anton or maybe the Guardian, like Laura Linney's character. So that's going to be interesting. And then I'm sure this will be a fun conversation. But in the look ahead trailer, we know that what's her name, Zoe, is talking to John, and he's probably asked him like, or look, he's probably asked her, like, do you trust Bill, or like Macon, like, do you trust your husband? And she's like, you already know the answer. So yeah, I mean, we've kind of seen bits and pieces of this stuff in the trailers, but I wonder how it all kind of plays together. So just some geeky guy. Hey guys, which was colder, Hal's body in the snow or Kyle Rayner's girlfriend Alexandra in the freezer?
Technically she was in the fridge, not the freezer, so I would still say Hal, probably colder, but why you gotta throw...
I guess that depends on like how cold you keep your fridge, right? Like, I don't know, probably not below freezing temperature. So thank you for that super chat though, Justin Geeky Guy. We're really enjoying this. Remember, we would still very much like to find out, like, we love the green, but like, I wonder what the $100 super chat looks like. Is that gonna go to like blue or something, like some other fancy color? Like, that would be nice.
I think it's like, I know like 500's like red or something, so maybe
shit,
it's probably like orange.
That makes sense. All right. Well, you know what? We got a couple of more things. The people versus Gorilla Grodd. James Gunn finally announced the show. We have the news, and I forget what reference am I making? The people. Like, I keep
the
thinking
people versus Larry Flint. I don't
know. I'll figure it out later. But anyway, we got to talk about the show. James Gunn officially announced it. What did he have to say, John? You want to walk us through the announcement?
So he said the people versus, although not V, but versus Gorilla Grodd, the new show from DC Studios, is coming to HBO Max. Our first foray into the true crime genre from the creators of American Vandal, starring Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, Jimmy Tatro as Gorilla Grodd, Beck Bennett as Steve Lombard, Michaela Hoover as Cat Grant, and Wendell Pierce as Perry White. Additional cast includes Mary Holland, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, Eduardo Franco, who was also in American Vandal with Jimmy Tatro and the creators of the show, and then Dan Peralt, who's one of the co-creators, and then Ariane Moyed. So, yeah.
Nice.
So,
and then they put this up. So
yeah,
you got like like a press release. I don't know what to call this. A press release or email
it seems
from
that,
the Daily
it's that
Planet
kind of thing. A little
We got their address. I don't know if that's a real address. I mean, obviously Metropolis is not a real city, but like, it is in Delaware.
It's real in my heart.
It's real to us, still real to us. But yeah, I guess so basically the idea of the show is that it's gonna be like a mockumentary true crime thing. And Jimmy Olsen is the director, so he's doing this, well, I guess they're gonna take it like it's real in the show, but to us it's like true crime. So it's like a little bit of a mockumentary style, but it's meant to be a documentary that takes place inside Strikers Island's penitentiary. And Jimmy Olsen's the one directing, asking the questions, doing all the interviews. Steve Lombard and Cat Grant are producing, which is very interesting. And Perry White is the supervising producer, which, yeah. A lot to get in. What are your expectations? I mean, I was reading this, and it does tell you like some of the timeline stuff. Like, they say Gorilla Grodd has long claimed his innocence in the murder and brain consumption of his father, King Grodd, a crime he was convicted of in March 2021. So that would be pre-Superman, right? Because Superman came out in 2025. He was only public for 3 years. So technically, whenever this events of this happened originally were pre-Superman existing in the world. And Gorilla Grodd has he has remained incarcerated ever since. The series will take an in-depth look at the investigation, featuring brand new reporting from members of the Daily Planet staff, as well as interviews with witnesses and experts on both Grodd's and Metropolis's district attorney's side of the case, including Gorilla Grodd's new counsel at the Metropolis Freedom Project. I wonder who that new counsel is. That would be, did they talk about, I don't think we've got character names.
We trust him.
Would it be Harvey? That would be ironic. Harvey Dent. And Johnny Dome was saying, are we gonna get the Flash in this? I mean, highly unlikely. Can you imagine if James Gunn low-key just gives us the DCU Flash in a HBO TV show about Jimmy Olsen? That would be wild. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What are your expectations for this, John? I know we knew this was coming.
Pumped. Like, I love this. I get it. We want to see more, though. Batman, Wonder Woman, even though we don't already have a fucking Batman movie filming and all that shit. But, like, come on, bro. This sounds fucking awesome. Like, this is essentially, this is essentially, like, American Vandal Season 3 DC edition. Like, and I'm here for it. I'm still pissed that got canceled after 2 seasons. But, you know, I'm stoked for it. Like, this is great. Like, we have the Rizzler and, you know, being in American Vandal Season 3 DC edition, and I'm here for it. I'm cool with it, bro. Like, you know.
Like, for me, what's interesting about this is that they're firmly promoting this as a HBO Max show. Yes. So I don't know if that means there's a bit of a delineation here between HBO and HBO Max. But it looks like they're going to produce this on a smaller budget than probably something like, you know, Last of Us or something. And but still, obviously, if you're going to do Gorilla Grodd, you're going to need to put all your VFX budget behind that. So yeah, it's very interesting. Let's go to the article. So John, you have the Variety article. We have some statements from the creators of the show, Tony and Dan. And then also they did mention that I think Dan Ascenda, what is that his name? Ascenda? He's gonna direct all the episodes.
Well, it's Tony Ascenda and Dan Peralt.
Tony, sorry. So Tony Ascenda is gonna direct all 8 episodes. It's an 8-episode series, so it's kind of the same episode count as Lanterns. But they're again specifically saying this is HBO Max. Like the executive from HBO that they have quoted here is not Casey Bloys, who runs HBO proper. So again, there might be a little bit of a. So this seems like maybe it's more in line with the Peacemaker side of what's been on HBO, less so Lanterns and the Penguin. But yeah, what do they have to say? Because I feel like we have the log line here. We also have, I think, a quote from the creators, who are the writers, executive producers, and co-showrunners.
So the log line for the show is a super intelligent ape, Tatro, Gorilla Grodd, is convicted of murdering his father, the king of Gorilla City. In an 8-part true crime docuseries, the Daily Planet's Jimmy Olsen Gisondo reopens the case, investigating whether Gorilla Grodd was wrongly convicted in one of Metropolis's most famous murder trials. So, yeah, that's essentially, you know, American Vandal. But it's just like, instead of who drew the dicks, it's who, you know, who killed King Grodd. So, you know, you know, I think, like, I get it. Like, this is like, because I remember they're doing fucking Phase 4 Marvel in DCU Phase 1. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'll take it. Like, it's this. I'd much fucking rather watch this than anything written by Tom fucking King. I'll tell you that right now. But I'd just get a gorilla, just fucking
like a monkey. Just either get a real
fucking kill people.
I mean, that would be like Christopher Nolan's way of doing it. He's gonna train a gorilla for a year, and then they're gonna make the show, so the gorilla looks as real as possible. Anyway, Liz, what do you think about this show? Like,
I know nothing.
As somebody who's like very,
I know nothing. I like the actors that are going to be a part of it. I'm going to watch it just because I want to get educated about these characters. I want to get educated more about DC, about the timeline, how they're all going to connect. Because again, I am watching Creature Commandos. I am watching Peacemaker. I enjoy those shows. Lanterns I'm watching. So I'm going to be watching the Batman when it comes up. So I want to get more immersed in that world and understand what the hell y'all are talking about when you talk about DC stuff. So I'm looking forward to that, just to furthering my education.
Yeah,
hopefully it's good. But again, I'm a fan of the actor, so I am looking forward to it just for that alone.
Yeah, and then you know what? Grabil and Caleb have both been saying the same thing in the chat, and let's kind of talk about that for a second. I want to read what the 2 creators had to mention in the press release for the show. They said, "We are excited about the challenge of creating a series that feels less like an entry into the DCU and more like an artifact from it." So very meta approach. A Daily Planet original documentary made for the people of Metropolis. We hope it will appeal to fans of the comics, comedy, and true crime. And while we can't speak for audiences here yet, we already know that it's a huge hit in Metropolis. They love this series, which they said in jest. Now the thing becomes, or not the thing, but like the question becomes, is this show necessary? Like, is this one of those things like this is the show we deserve but not the one we need right now? Like Kayla was hinting at that, Grabilla's saying it. It's like, are we right to be a little nervous that this show may not perform very well because it's one of those like, oh, who asked for this? Like all the supporting cast from the Daily Planet and a few more people added in, and yeah, you got Gorilla Grodd, but everybody is asking for Wonder Woman and Batman, and then this is likely going to come out before either of those movies come out. So do you think that's a good point people are making? Like why now?
I think
like,
that's a good point. Like I'm not gonna, but I like how it's like kind of building the world a bit, like showcasing the world of the DCU.
Right.
So it's I don't think it's like totally unnecessary. It is building like a lot of like major stuff in regards to like Gorilla Grodd. We did see him for a little bit in Courage Commandos, so it's not totally out of left field. But like I get but the thing is, it's a lot easier to like get a bunch of no-name actors, throw them on TV, make a couple of like episodes with a couple like fantastical things, boom, you got yourself a show, rather than the two other biggest heroes in the DC universe and making movies around those. It's a hell of a lot harder, and especially it's going to be a hell of a lot harder on the writer because the writer just wrote the first big bomb of the DCU. So there's that as well. And then on top of the fact, the people behind your Batman movie directed and wrote one of, if not the biggest bomb in superhero film history. So and who seem to not be treating the project very seriously. So yeah, I could see why they're going for something like this. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say, oh yeah, this is necessary, but it's just like, technically the entire movie industry is not necessary. Movies are not necessary. Like movies and TV shows, entertainment is not necessary. It's just a nice little escape from reality. So it's just like nothing's necessary. Everything is, like every single thing that has ever been made is not necessary. It's never, oh, this thing's unnecessary. It's like technically everything is unnecessary. So,
well, no,
if we're being philosophical about it.
I get that argument, but I feel like that's like to bring that argument to kind of quell the but everything is. I get it. Like nothing that we talk about on this show outside of maybe a documentary based on real life events is necessary. Right? I get it, but like Liz, as somebody like, for example, Caleb was making a point in the chat saying, if you ask the average person off the street, or somebody like yourself, you're still more of a casual fan of DC stuff. You know more about Marvel. If somebody told you like we're making a mockumentary series that is focused on the Daily Planet characters, those people you saw in the Superman movie in 2025. And they're doing a documentary in this show, so it's kind of like a little meta, and it's about Gorilla Grodd. I mean, now Gorilla Grodd isn't a very well-known character anyway, but like if somebody were to pitch this to you, would you say, okay, I'm definitely gonna watch this? Like, what would you think? Like what the hell is this show? Like, what
I think it sounds interesting. I myself personally, I do like the idea of exploring, further into, like I said, into that world of, well, there are these other characters and they're well-known characters, but we never really do anything with them. They're just little sidekicks. They're little, they insert their little one-liners here, there in the comics, or it's the focus is always on Superman or it's always on Lois. I like that idea. And again, it's a newspaper, so it would make sense that they would be following the stories of the time, and it's not all about Superman, just like it's not all about Spider-Man and Marvel. So I do like the idea. I think the concept is interesting, and I think it could definitely expand into some other things, and it's a really good vessel, I feel, to bring in other characters, because again, it could be a slow news day. Superman's not around. We don't, nothing's going on there, or he's off world, or what have you. So it's a good opportunity for them to integrate other characters in, and then who may eventually make their way into bigger parts of the franchise. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then on that point, I'm just gonna bring this up real quick. In the comics, the Jimmy Olsen comics, they introduced Darkseid, right? Originally, if I remember correctly, and then there's a bunch of other crazy characters, like the Jimmy Olsen comics. This is a little deep cut for most people, but the Jimmy Olsen comics historically have been known for like some really outlandish stories, some of our favorite characters that went on to become much more important elsewhere. So the the optimist inside me wants to believe that's the idea they've got here. Like that's what they want to do. Like you said, Liz, they want to use this as a launching platform for these other characters that can maybe then get like, maybe backdoor pilot and see if you want to do some other like superhero thing that character. Like, for example, remember Madison in She-Hulk, and how after that, like, nobody knew what the hell if that character was ever going to be in a She-Hulk show. But then people were like, I kind of want to see a Madison spinoff after watching She-Hulk. It's like, maybe we could do something like that here. Like, not necessarily the same thing, but like, something to that effect. So, yeah, I don't know. But like, what James Gunn, Peter Safran did say why now, or like, well, how this show came to be, John? Do we have their quote? I think, because they did in the press release mention how they put this thing together, and I don't know if that explains the why, but it certainly explains the why now, or like the how, I should say. So yeah.
So this says, we are thrilled to be working with Tony and Dan alongside James, Peter, and the entire DC team and our colleagues at WBTV to bring these iconic
the HBO
blah, blah,
person.
blah. So the HBO person, we already
go
know.
to the next one. So go to the next link, because we have the quote from James Gunn and Peter Safran on Threads.
Between Skylar's wonderful performance and the fantastic chemistry of the Daily Planet cast, we knew coming out of Superman that this would be a fun world to explore. We're excited to work with the brilliant Dan Peralta and Tony Yacenda to take the audience down some of the darker and funnier streets and alleyways of the DCU as Jimmy spotlights the Metropolis criminal justice system for his docu-series. So, yeah.
I mean, so the big thing that they say here is that this show, so again, I'm going to reread that line real quick. They said this is something that they pitched as part of their original pitch for DC Studios. And yeah, that's interesting. So this is, again, the pessimist in me wants to believe that this is part of they pitched Creature Commandos, they pitched Superman, they pitched everything Superman related, and this is part of that. And so I don't know. I mean, maybe that means that, again, James Gunn is just so focused in the Superman world. Maybe that's why he can't figure out Batman and Wonder Woman. Like, I don't know, John. Like, the dark side of this, you can look at it this way: that this has been in the works since even before Superman, apparently. What does that tell you?
I think that a lot of passion is going to go into this, and a lot of love is going to go into this, and I'm open to it. It's just like, it feels like maybe what James wanted to really do, but I'm still of the believer. This is just like my conspiracy theory that like the 2023 announcement was just purely for David Zaslav and shareholders and like
they wanted
stocks,
to put something out
because
there,
of like, oh yeah, this is the stuff we're working on. See, DC's not a failure. See, yeah, these 4 upcoming movies are gonna suck and blow chunks and be bombs, but hey, we have all these movies coming out soon and all these shows coming out soon. And then Zaslav was like, okay, cool, that looks great for the fucking like flip I'm gonna make to whoever rich fuck is gonna buy this company now. Great, this is awesome, cool. Do whatever the fuck you want. I'm gonna go count my money and suck David Ellison's dick or whatever the fuck I'm gonna do now. So essentially, what and all those shows, David Zaslav was like, just throw anything out there. Oh yeah, Amanda Waller, yeah, fucking Wonder Woman. That's not Wonder Woman. Yeah, sure, fucking whatever. Do whatever the hell you want, and then just kind of like do that, throw it out there. Then DC looks nice. Warner Brothers looks nice, and so I think for me, I think my big like now with Superman coming out, with Superman out, Supergirl out, this coming out, Man of Tomorrow coming out, my thinking is like James Gunn pitched Superman family building the DCU. And that's what it like. If this is really what James Gunn went to DC with, this should have been the 2023 announcement. You shouldn't have said like, oh yeah, fucking Waller and Paradise Lost and all this other like Booster Gold. Don't pitch any of that. Pitch the thing that you fucking pitched the studio to. Like, we're doing all this Superman stuff. We're building the world of Superman, so that's a launching point to everything else. And I'm like, yeah, I think people would have been on board with that. We were like, just pitch it as, obviously we have to, you know, do this, that, and the other thing. It's like, we're gonna do Superman, we're gonna do Supergirl, we're gonna do a Daily Planet show, and then Man of Tomorrow, and then what else he has, because I know James Gunn said Supergirl is gonna have a big role in whatever comes after Man of Tomorrow. If that's still true, who knows? But like, oh, this 5-project plan of like Superman building the DCU, I'm like, okay, that's fucking way better than the stupid announcement you gave 3 years ago. Why didn't you fucking give us that? Like, that doesn't fucking make sense to me. It's just like, you pitch all this other weird shit, and then it's just like, oh no, don't do any of that. And but if you told us 3 years ago, we are building because Superman has been shit on for years, like, you know, with what happened with the DCU, what happened in the pop culture zeitgeist of like evil Superman being like at the forefront, all this other shit. It would have been so much better if you just came out with Superman is the foundation of this universe. Bam. You would have had people way more on board than like, oh yeah, all these shows that maybe had a chance but then didn't have a chance. You know? Also, it's not Daily Globe, it's Daily Planet. Fucking, if you're gonna shit post, at least get the name fucking right, dude. Like, come on now. But like, if you're gonna like have like Superman, Supergirl, Superman related TV show, and then Man of Tomorrow, and then Supergirl 2, or whatever the fuck it is, or The Authority, or whatever, then boom, there you go. That would have been so much better. I don't know why they didn't fucking do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, David Zaslav and James Gunn have hinted at they've got a long-term plan. I mean, the 10-year number mostly comes from David Zaslav, Hunter Iggy, but I totally get what you're saying, John. I feel like to answer your question though, they probably announced all the other stuff because there was pressure to show that we've got a diverse slate. Because if you didn't say Batman and Wonder Woman stuff, people would be asking, but where's Batman? You know, your most profitable character. You got to do something with Batman. But it's kind of funny that kind of like what we were hearing, not exactly the same thing, but it feels like a lot of what happened with Blade and Marvel is seemingly what's happening with Batman and James Gunn. Like, they're already have done the complete restart on the stuff. Like they went with the iteration, couldn't figure it out. At this point, we don't even know if the Batman is going to have the Damian Wayne story that they originally pitched, or if it's going to be completely different. James Gunn, you know, has announced that he's acknowledged that there's a writer attached who also wrote The Flash, Christina Hodson, but then it just seems like for whatever reason they can't figure out like how to get, like, it's like what, like you couldn't figure out Blade, you can't figure out Batman. It's like you know, like, and look, James Gunn said, I really hate it when they announce these projects without done scripts. They weren't even in production, these actually. So Chimera, like, that's kind of what James Gunn had kept on saying, that we're not going to get into anything until the scripts are completed. But also it's one of those things where, like, the way Hollywood works, like, you can't control it. Like, I think he meant that more in a very narrow sense, but then he said it in a very generic sense. So we were like, oh yeah, every time a movie fails, we're going to beat him on the head with that, you know, statement, which is fine. I mean, he said it. But as far as this show goes, I do wonder, like, there was that one quote. Remember that article when they talked about what went wrong with Supergirl and all the extra, they brought in, James Gunn brought in his own editor, and then they had multiple versions that they screen tested. There was an anonymous producer, anonymous source from within Warner Brothers and DC Studios that was quoted in there, who said they should have never done the 2023 slate announcement. This is really just a film producing deal for James Gunn, Peter Safran, and they should have just, like, not set these expectations, because especially if, like, they end up leaving over, like, whatever the future is going to be under David Ellison's Paramount, like, if obviously that goes through.
If that goes through.
By that point, we would have had no Batman, no Wonder Woman, and you would have gotten maybe Man of Tomorrow by then, this Jimmy Olsen show, which the People versus Gorilla Grodd, the one thing that was missing from the announcement is a date. They just said they got an 8-episode order. There's no release date on this. So we have been hearing that they'll go into production later this year, maybe as early as September, and starting to shoot in Atlanta, we have heard from local sources in the area that work in the business. But we don't know if that means this is coming out next year, if it's coming out before Man of Tomorrow, after Man of Tomorrow. So we don't know where in the timeline it's going to fit, and whether, like, Superman is going to make a cameo, stuff like that. But those are small potatoes compared to, like, okay, but where's Paradise Lost? Like, you know, the last we heard it was an extreme development. Then we hear that it's been shelved. It's like these are the things where I want this to be a win for DC. And like when James Gunn says, along with Lanterns, this was one of the shows Peter and I pitched to Warner Brothers Discovery before we came on board. With Tony and Dan at the helm, it's something truly special. So, like you said, John, why not announce it as part of the 2023 slate if this was already like something that pitched
that's
back
the
then?
thing. Like,
it's
obviously, I will say the one thing about Waller is like the fucking strikes screwed that one over. Even James Gunn said so. Like that was like in development with Carver. I think Jeremy Carver and
who was behind Doom Patrol. Yeah.
The chick behind well, Jeremy Carver, yes, but
Jeremy
then
Carver
also one of the people behind Watchmen, I think, like one of the writers of Watchmen.
Oh.
And they were working on Waller,
yeah.
but then the strikes, they had to stop working, and then like, you know, and then there was all that, and then for some reason like Peacemaker got fast tracked, and then I'm assuming the ideas for Waller went into Peacemaker season 2. So and that's my thinking.
That's what I was thinking too the other day. Yeah.
So you know, that's what I'm feeling, and yeah, it's just like as the days go by, it's just like it was definitely a short-sighted decision that was 100% David Zaslav trying to please shareholders, and now we're kind of in a weird place with, you know, all this stuff in regards to James Gunn, Peter Safran, and all this, that like, yeah, it's just like, why not pitch the stuff that you have more of instead of like, you can't really do much about Waller. Like the Waller got fucking screwed. Like that was a show that they were actively working on, and then they had scripts for, but then it just either wasn't working, and then the strikes killed it, and then they never really got back on their feet again. So you can't really blame that. Booster Gold apparently had nothing until like eventually Danny McBride came in. He left. Dan Jenkins had something. He got booted. So Booster Gold was like never a thought. So like, why fucking announce that? Paradise Lost, we didn't hear fucking anything about that, just from James Gunn. Oh yeah, it's in extreme development. Okay, cool. I can say, yeah, my Supergirl movie that I've been writing, the Supergirl sequel, that's in extreme development, guys. I can fucking say whatever the goddamn thing I want. Like, you could say anything.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you could say, you could blow smoke all you fucking want and just be like, oh yeah, okay, sure, that's totally true. And you know, Teen Titans extreme development, Booster Gold extreme, like you could say all this stuff is in extreme development, but like it's very clear that, you know, all of this stuff is just kind of like, it's just like that announcement really fucking screwed them so badly. That was like, it's like it was such a short-sighted bullshit corporate thing that now we're just kind of living in rock bottom right now, and we're kind of in an unsure state of like, are we gonna start digging, or are we gonna try and climb the fuck out of this? And Lanterns, it looks like, oh, we're climbing the fuck out, and then this gets released, and like everyone's like, why is this being made? So then you're just back on the bottom of the well again, and Lassie's barking, not being able to rescue Timmy from the well, or Jimmy, I should say, from the well, and we don't know what to really do right now. So I don't know. It's just that announcement really fucking screwed them really, really badly. So we'll just see if, I mean, I'm excited for this show. I believe it'll be at the very least a fun time. So I don't know, but we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, and you know what? Just to kind of Chimera had a point, and we'll wrap up after on this segment after that. He mentioned that what most likely happened is after Superman's success, they kind of pivoted and said, "Are we going to prioritize some of those spin-off things?" Like James Gunn and Peter Safran probably pitched this as part of their initial pitch, but didn't really think that needed to be a thing that would happen so quickly. But given how popular the Daily Planet cast and Jimmy Olsen ended up being coming out of the movie, they decided to like maybe be like, "All right, let's kind of like let this idea fly." The Mr. Terrific show, that's another one. So like those were both listed in the early reports after Superman that they were considering making spin-offs with those characters. And then I guess that, so and on some level I get it, like, you know, strike while the iron's hot, but it's just, it does beg the question, what's going on with Wonder Woman? What's going on with Batman? Especially when we get reports saying that the next big movie priority at Warner Brothers and DC is Bane and Deathstroke, which is like, again, Batman first, then give us the villains. Like, we have already getting a Clayface movie, so it's like, please, like, you know, don't put the cart before the horse. Like, and it just seems like that's constantly what's going on right now. So, but anyway, you know what? Like, I'm looking forward to seeing the show itself. It's just the bigger picture of the DCU is what I think we're worried about. But let's move on. The Batman
Speaking
Part
of Batman.
2. Yes, we do have a Batman. He does exist. He's currently in Glasgow, so, and he is British. Well, not the actor, but Daddy Batman is filming out in the snow right now. So let's talk about Daddy Batman. We have the photos. We have the set photos. Let's get into that. And the first and foremost, I'm gonna cheer up Caleb because Caleb, Ricky's stunts was spotted on set, and this is just a spoof photo. But there's the man himself. He's the stunt double, should be for Ben Affleck, probably was, but definitely also fits the bill for Robert Pattinson. Rick English, alter ego Ricky Stunts. He was the man in the car. The jacket matches. He's the guy. We were thinking about it the other day. Is it Ricky Stunts in the car? Well, it is Ricky Stunts in the car. So this is good. This is great. Ricky goddamn Stunts. I love that.
All right, so he's not excited for People versus Gorilla Grodd, but he is excited about a random stunt guy on fucking Batman Part 2. Sure. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make
Liz,
sense.
I kid you not. This guy, like, if you squint hard enough, looks straight up like Ben Affleck. He's got the chin. He's got the double chin.
Okay.
I'm like, he looks like fucking Ben Affleck.
I love
to
the
me.
things we care about on this show. I love it. No,
Hey,
I
Bane.
love it. I'm for it. I'm for it. I love it.
Bane will break you.
Why
here.
August
He's been a
25th
while.
specifically? That's a weird.
August 25th. This August 25th. That's weird. Is that your birthday? Is this like a sexual innuendo reference? Like, what is going on here? Bane will break you.
Why do we always have to take it there? Why do we always have to?
I don't know. I don't. What else could it mean? What is August 25th? Is it Batman Day? Is that what it is? Anyway, it probably is Batman Day.
No, I thought Batman Day was in like September.
Oh, is it? Okay. Anyway, well, please do explain, Bane will break you. Why August 25th? But yeah, we do have more set photos.
Oh yeah, Nightfall's coming out this year. Holy fuck! I forgot
that
about
is
that. Holy
okay.
shit.
Sorry.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
My bad. Never mind. Forget everything I said for the past 2 minutes. It's Nightfall that we're excited about. Yes. Yeah. He does have the
but
Batman
yeah, a car.
chin.
Ooh, look, a car, guys. Isn't that
But
cool?
dude,
Isn't
no.
that-
But the thing is, that you got the guy. You got Batman too. It's like it doesn't look like it's just the stunt people. Like Robert Pattinson's out there. Like they're filming some shit. Or this is a promotional photo. I mean, it looks like the real guy. Like Ricky Stunts is actually in real life like slightly wider than Robert Pattinson is. I've noticed. The other thing I want to point out in this photo, is it just me or does one side of the Batmobile have like a bat ear? Is that just me or is that an optical illusion?
What?
No, like look at the car on the left side of the car. Is that like a ear or like a wing that's sticking out from the back of the car, or is that an optical illusion?
I have no idea what you're looking at right now.
Looking at this photo, on the left side, isn't there like a vertical surface sticking up? Like it's not on the right side, but only on the left. I'm like, is that an optical illusion, or am I like looking at like something? Because there is something there, like right? Like
Maybe this is AI then. Because okay, now I see it. Yeah.
See
I
it?
thought you were talking about the bottom. I'm like, yeah, I don't see.
No,
anything
on the top. Like you see, like it's only maybe they're doing some photo shoots. I don't know, and you only need to do it for that. I don't. This is interesting because you don't see it in any of the other photos, unless it is something for a camera rig. But that's very interesting. It's almost shaped like the tail of a plane, which would kind of maybe like make it seem like the Batmobile has wings or ears. I don't know. But yeah, this is the Batmobile that got smashed up, and we have video to prove it and to show exactly how it gets smashed up. So, indeed, they weren't just doing donuts on the snow, Liz. I mean, we're gonna watch him reverse the car. Ricky Stunts, guys. This is Ricky Stunts. Get your groove on, Caleb.
I love how like this DCU daily is just like, Meh. Oh yeah, People versus Gorilla. Back to Batman Part 2. Okay. Just a car. Ain't that interesting?
Watch what happens here, because this is
really
what
exciting, Dan. Oh my God, he hits a car. That's crazy.
But that's, I mean, that's obviously
without any of the fanfare of the actual movie. It just looks kind of boring.
Okay, so, all right, well then I can keep going on by myself. But like basically, they're clearly filming like the SWAT, because it reminds me of two things. One, like they did something like this in The Dark Knight. Yeah, of course I brought up The Dark Knight, but it was like Bruce Wayne in his Lambo driving right by the SWAT truck and getting hit to stop that dude from getting. I forget the context, but it was something to stop his lawyer from getting killed by the Joker. But this clearly looks like this is for stunts. And then remember they had the shell of a car that was meant to kind of go on like a trolley. That trolley is like obviously meant to be a stand-in for the Batmobile, and then it looks like the SWAT team is arresting Batman, or at least going in for Batman. So I don't know. This looks interesting because I don't know what this leads into, but it definitely feels like it's a big part of the movie. And they're shooting it literally on the same street where they shot Spider-Man Brand New Day's chase scene. So yeah, I care to speculate on what the story here would be, because that's what I thought of. Like, well, how does this tie into the rest of the story of the movie? But especially because like they've been filming a lot of the stunt scenes, but they've got like 3 different Batmobiles on set. So they've got the one with the camera rig that we were talking about yesterday. They've got just the platform that's getting hit by the SWAT car. There's a SWAT car. I don't know, SWAT truck. Similar design to what we got in Spider-Man, probably because probably the same prop vehicle house. So there's that. And then I thought the next thing that I wanted to get into was really interesting, because I mean a lot of this is still stunt work. That this is second unit photography, so there's Robert Pants is probably not in there. But this next video I thought is very interesting. It's on the thumbnail. Apparently there's somebody in the car with Batman, you would presume, and it looks like it's a woman. Probably not a cameraman, because they would probably just rig the camera instead of having an actual cameraman in there. But like, who is people are thinking like, is this like the only announced female cast member in this movie is Scarlett Johansson, and they're thinking it might be Poison Ivy that she's playing. You can see whoever is in there, she's got silver/blonde. And something, is that like something on her head? Is that a hat or whatever it is?
Is Zoe Kravitz not coming back in this one? Have we confirmed, not confirmed?
Yeah, she's not coming back.
Oh, well.
Yeah, she's not in this one.
And nothing
but like ScarJo is.
Not nice.
No, but seriously, like, what is... I don't know. This could just be like they're just doing tests. Like, this might not even be for the movie. Like this is just somebody from the stunt team, maybe, an assistant director, but... It does make you wonder if that is indeed ScarJo. So we know that she's in the UK. She was spotted in London a few days ago. So we just don't know if it's her in the car. Definitely had to be a big nod, a bat ear on the car boot. See how there isn't an ear in the other shots. Well, I know that's what I mean. It could be just a rig. Or maybe it's an optical illusion. That other picture. It just was hard to tell what was. Like what's in this photo. Like it's kind of hard to, like, it might just be an optical illusion or whatever it is. But anyway, I think it's interesting. If I was a betting man, I would say maybe it is Scarlett Johansson. Maybe it is Poison Ivy. She's not dressed as Poison Ivy, unless
maybe it's just
I don't know. Poison Ivy. Maybe it's just a rehearsal. Maybe
it's
Poison
just
Ivy also doesn't have anything on her head.
Stunt woman.
What are we gonna call Poison Ivy's stunt person? Like we got Jeffrey Wrong. We have Ricky Stunts. Martha's dead, so no Martha. Like it can't be Martha. Martha's unless Batman traveled back in time. It's definitely not Martha. What do we want to call ScarJo's stunt person?
Red Johnson.
Okay, that doesn't seem particularly inspired, but sure.
I don't know.
I cannot. I can't with you. We need to wrap this up. This is.
Why wasn't Shaquille O'Neal allowed to be in Avengers? What are you talking? Liz is sending us article. He told.
Yeah, apparently Shaquille O'Neal wanted to be in the Avengers, and they're like,
they told him he's too recognizable.
Because he's so big, because he towers over everyone. So he couldn't play a doctor. He couldn't. He just.
I see, like a cameo.
We're like, They were like, dude, no one will ever believe you're anybody other than yourself. So that's the problem.
They could have leaned into that. They should have had him in like Ant-Man, because there'd be some irony to the fact that it's Ant-Man, and then just have Shaquille O'Neal in there and just play himself. Like, that'd be great. Violet Johnson, that's a better name. I like, instead of Red Johnson. Actually, no.
Scarlet, Red Scarlet. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Do you guys make your own comics? I don't. I don't know. John doesn't either. So maybe we should. Maybe we should. That would be fun. We'll eventually get that
Supergirl,
store.
the good version.
Eventually, we set up that store for the shop, for like the shop. Oh, so curious or something, and then we'll have comics on there. Originally written. John will get to write his own comics. I'm sure he'll have fun with that. So anyway, I'm just happy that we got to see Ricky's stunts. Like, that's the big win here today.
Sure. Yeah. Sure, bud.
That's the win. Yes.
I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for Caleb. I still think that's Ben Affleck, but or like
that's
Ben
secretly
Affleck's
Ben
lost
Affleck,
twin. Yeah. The double chin. I mean, well, today Ben Affleck looks different because he's had a lot of work done, but like, that's definitely the double chin Ben Affleck. So Poisony Ivor. Okay, no. Nobody's got good ideas for Violet Flower Ivy. Okay.
It's got to come naturally, Dan. You can't just ask.
I know. Well, I mean, Caleb came up with Caleb is just angry about the People versus Gorilla Grodd, so he's gonna need some time. You're sure you're not more excited for Gorilla Grodd? I am excited about the Batman Part 2, however late it comes. On that wonderful note.
It's and when you take on ability, great power will come.
Much like the Batman Part 2. Anyway. John was saying he was excited about the show. Sorry.
I'm excited about the show. I'm excited about People vs. Gorilla Grodd. Batman Part 2 is gonna exist. So sure.
That'll be a
Are you gonna do the whole Lanterns thing again? You're gonna go see it, you're gonna see there's nothing special, and then the chat's gonna be like,
I actually liked the Batman. It's just
John.
overrated. It's a good movie, but like it's not. It's just like Matt Reeves, please, for the love of God, make it shorter. Like that movie did not need to be fucking 3 hours long. Just make it at least 2.5. I'll give you 2.5. But like, goddamn.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's it for tonight. I just wanted to say, because again, just remember, guys, I need more time because I mean, I don't know if John's gonna be with us over the weekend, but I'll be here.
Nah,
we'll do the
that's
Naruto
all you,
fan
bud.
casting.
When we're done on Friday, I'm out for 2 days. Okay.
Like for me, like
he grabs
I need to
his
do
purse
some.
and he goes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like Viola Davis in How to Get Away with Murder or whatever.
Girl, I'm out. Okay.
Yep.
So I need to do some more
Yeah, that's
research
great.
on Naruto, and then we'll do the Fancast Friday on a Saturday, and then we'll do Fancast Friday on a Sunday after we do the live watch along for Lanterns episode 2. So make sure to tune in for that.
Yeah, I'll have fun with that.
Yeah.
You have, Dan, well, not me. Dan has.
I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not a dude. I looked at the actors, and the only guy I recognize is Ben Wong, and the only thing I've seen him in is
What about
the
Chris
Karate
Mellon?
Kid one.
Charles
What?
Mellon. Charles Mellon.
He's not Naruto.
He's not Naruto.
He's being considered for Kakashi. It's a different
Kakashi, which is a different character.
Okay.
He's like the mentor character too. Yeah.
All right.
We're
Well,
only
that's why I'm
casting,
not
like,
a part
the
of the
main
conversation. So
I'm not, I
so,
barely.
yeah.
The only reason I fucking had names because I went to my friend. I'm like, hey, you watch Naruto? I fucking don't know. God damn it! I don't fucking know this shit. Give me fucking 5 actors you would want to see in this movie. He's like, okay. And like a day later, he's like, here. I'm like, cool, bet. Dan, here's 5 names. Have fun.
Naruto. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow and Sunday.
Anyway, this is too long. Bye
It's
now.
another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see.
Right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in a stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all in the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto.
Hunka hunka.
And with that, fuck Jeff Snyder, David Ellison, and especially Tom King.
Owner